Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. If you would like to be a part of the conversation that we are going to have here tonight, then as always, you may do so by jumping into StreamYard. I have pinned the link to the top of the YouTube chat, to the top of the Facebook chat. Jump on and be a part of this Panthers conversation. Nobody here bites except for Pickle, but he's kind of like a chihuahua. He ain't gonna hurt that much. So come on through. We're gonna have a good old time. Let me introduce the panel. We're just gonna jump into it, man. We're gonna start talking Panthers football. Fan Fest is coming up here at the end of the month. We are officially less than a month away from the first Panthers preseason football game. The Hall of Fame game against the Cardinals is right around the corner, boys. First up, my man, Sigma Panther, Christian, back on the free-for-all. Christian, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. How you guys doing? Good to be back talking Panthers football. We got Pickleson in the house, Poppins here, Mike here. Hey, man, it's I don't know what we're going to talk about today. I haven't been keeping up with Panthers Twitter, but I'm looking forward to it. And it just seems like the season's kind of coming up quick on us, man.
It really is, man. We need it, though. I'm having to scrape Twitter to always see what we're going to talk about. But we always find something. It's always a spirited discussion and conversation. So I'm excited for it. Next up, from the Blue and Black Attack podcast on YouTube, it's Panther Pickle back in the building. Pickle, what's up, dude?
What's up, Cody? What's up, guys? How we doing? I'm doing today. I'm doing pretty good. I mean,
good to have you, man.
I'm not going to. Yeah, because yeah, we're ready to rock. I mean, I'm kind of. I want football. I want to hurry up and get here. I'm enough of this. I'm ready for training camp to start around the end of May.
Yeah, we're about to speculate for the next 2.5 hours. Yeah, I want some real football to talk about, man.
Yeah,
it ought to be fun. We'll make a good time of it. Right. Next up, my man Poppin back on the free for all. You might know him from the 704 Charlotte Bound Show, but my man has his own brand new show on YouTube. I'm going to give you the @ It's @ Put Them Paws on them. And you know they're going to be talking Panther football. Pop always has great opinions. Poppin', what's up, dude? Welcome back to the Free For All.
What's up, man? I mean, look, we love soccer, but it's nothing like Carolina football, man. Nothing like Carolina football. So, man, make sure, man, y'all get a chance. Hit my YouTube channel, man. Check me out. Hey, I'm gonna be speculating just like the rest of us gonna be doing.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all hit them up. Y'all give them the likes and subscribes, so that way, as soon as this Panther season comes around, y'all are covered from every content creation that you're looking for. Next up, all the way from California, my man Michael Wydrick back on the free for all. Michael, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
What's up, Cody? How are you fellas doing on this Good Friday? Yeah, man, I just need football to hurry up and get here because watching these baseball games is an absolute snooze fest for me. I need football to get here as soon as possible. Please, football, come to us.
Please, Panthers, give us something to talk about. We're over here begging for Panthers football, man. But hey, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Gentlemen, we are going to start with a player who has been much maligned over the past year or so, and it's somebody who I say is very important to the Panthers being successful in 2026. and that's Chubba Hubbard, man. So PFF, they put out their running back rankings for all the NFL, and they have Chubba Hubbard all the way down at 27. They said of Chuba after his down season, injuries along with Rico Dowdle's emergence conspired to force Hubbard into arguably his least productive season in 2025, including the postseason. He averaged just 3.8 yards per carry, while his 15 missed tackles forced were third fewest amongst all running backs with at least 100 attempts. Dowdle has since departed to Pittsburgh, so Hubbard should have a prime opportunity to retake hold of his starting position. Now, boys, this is what I want to talk about because we're all really excited, or at least most of us, about Jonathan Brooks. Second round pick. What's he going to do? He's coming off of an ACL tear that kept him off all of last season. But what do we feel about this Panthers rushing attack going forward broadly? Did you have faith in Chubba Hubbard that he was just dealing with injuries last season? Who is going to be the bell cow of the Panthers rushing attack? What is that going to look like? And are we going to be a run-heavy football team like Dave Canales so often says that we're going to be? Boys, this is a free-for-all, damn it. Jump on it.
Well, I think, dude, you're going to get Canales. I mean, with what Canales says, I think you're just going to get more of the same, to be completely frank. I haven't seen anything to lead me to believe otherwise. I think he's going to want and say that we want to be a running game team, and he's going to say we're going to be stubborn, but then it's going to likely be a different story on Sundays. Chuba, to me, man, like, I mean, I've never seen him as a franchise, RB1. But I also would admit that I think he's been better than what many projected, myself probably included, and he can I think he'd be one of the best second string running backs in the league. But that's not saying I wasn't pleased with his contract. My opinion was they gave him that contract more of to try and start creating stability with this coaching staff and the type of players that they were looking for and the type of guys they wanted in the locker room and the culture they wanted to set to reward players who worked hard. And I think he met all of that. I just don't think he's that talented per se, compared to those that have, God-given talents on that they show every Sunday. But the question for me is going to be Jonathan Brooks, which I don't have any reason to necessarily be excited for yet, other than just hope, just what he did in college, and hopefully he does come out. But I'm not placing any bets quite yet. I hope he is, and I think we'll do well if he does turn out to be what we all want him to be. But I just have to see it.
Yeah, dude, Chuba caught a lot of shit last year, especially when, Rico Dowdle just went crazy in like 3 or 4 different games and, 200 yards in a couple of those performances. Yeah, I mean, he was looking like one of the best running backs in all the NFL. And then once Chuba started to return to health, Canales dramatically lowered the amount of snaps that Rico Dowdle was receiving. So I feel like they really still like Chubba Hubbard, and they feel like he is their guy. But Jonathan Brooks throws a wrench into this. I'm hoping that it was just injuries that kept Chuba from being himself, but I don't know. We'll see, man. What do y'all think about the Panthers rushing attack? Who wants to jump on it?
I'll go next. I feel like yes, we all know that Chubba Hubbard is a number one bona fide running back on this roster right now. But we need to see more out of Jonathan Brooks this year because honestly, with him being injured all last season, yes, that's a pass on me. I'm okay with it. He needs to get healthy and all that. I just need to see more out of him because of the fact that he needs to show more of his liability in the run game. I need to see more games out of him this year. Um, so I mean, if our running back room can stay healthy as it should be, then I would be all in for us being a running football team because I just don't want us to have a lack of um confidence in our running game and just rely on the pass game all the time because yeah, it's just ridiculous how we just have to rely on the pass all the time. I want us to start running the football like like we have been as a football team in the past several years or so when we had running backs that were in the past that used to run the football for us. And I feel like Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks would be that running back one and running back two. And if you want to throw in AJ Dillon, who thank you, Madden Gods, for giving me this guy on this team, I would like to see a three running back rushing attack this year
Okay.
out of everything. And I just hope that we can be successful this year with that running game.
Yeah, man, dude. If you continue to go a little while, you forget about AJ Dillon even being on this team. Some people think that he'll be cut before the start of the season, but I think AJ Dillon was a great signing. I don't necessarily know how many touches he's gonna get, but to me, I think that if he can return healthy and stay looking good, he might be a meaningful contributor. I think Jonathan Brooks is just the biggest outlier in this. But yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's a lot to consider. Go ahead, Pickle.
yeah, I agree. I know a lot of people who think Dylan's just a fly by night guy. I don't think they signed him just to be a camp follower when they signed him. I don't think that's the case. I think if they were gonna plan to cut him, they would never have signed him. I mean, it ain't like you can't get a running back a dime a dozen right now. I mean, really. If you look on free agency, there's a crap load of running backs just hanging out with no job. There's a lot of other budget vets. But anyway, I really think that they signed him with a course in mind. You got to remember, we were bad at running short yards last year. No matter what you want to think, we were really bad at running short yards. And I
Yeah,
think you bring a guy like Dylan in here, that gives you that short yardage back. We got four prominent backs right now. We've got Chuba Hubbard, you have Jonathan Brooks, you have Dylan, and you have Trevor Et. Well, are they going to keep four? If they're not going to keep four, then one of them four got to go. And
yeah,
I'm not necessarily going to, and I'm pretty much going to say we may find out. Now, I don't think they're going to get rid of Chuba Hubbard this year at all. I also don't think Jonathan Brooks is going anywhere right now, so that leaves the other two. If let's be real, as much as a lot of people like Trevor Et, and I like him too, but he had a great college career, but you know he didn't prove anything last year in any way, shape, or form, and except for the fact that he can fumble on a punt return. So you know you have to ask yourself if he doesn't hold on to the ball this good in training camp and preseason, will he be the odd man out? Do you
Pickle.
consider him on a practice squad?
I'm really torn, man. Because part of me wants to be rational and be like, man, Trevor was a rookie last year, But then at the same time, like it's hard for me to see a future for Trevor on this team. That was a bad point. Uh, you know, Fumble in a playoff game could not have happened at a worse time. And then now you do have Jonathan Brooks coming back. Chuba Hubbard's still under contract. You bring in AJ Dillon. Like, unless they consider Trevor Etienne to be the punt return guy, like I don't really know where he fits in
Right.
on this roster at this point in time. Like,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
if you stop and you realize, I'm sorry, Pop. If you realize if all they're keeping him his for is returns, they may find somebody else to do returns. It ain't like, I mean, if Braswell shows production, maybe and Xavier Leggett's not the starter, does he get kicked in, do more
yeah,
returns and
yeah,
slot? Go ahead, Pop. My bad. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, we're in a very peculiar situation We have the worst running back room in the NFC South. I don't care what nobody says. Um, Chuba, I agree. He's not dynamic. He's serviceable. I think he's a good back, just not a great back. Um, he doesn't change the game to me for us when it comes to what we might need. His hands have gotten better over the years, but I mean, it's okay, you know. Um, but the weird thing about it is that we're so worried about all these other backs. AJ Dillon with the bag neck, uh, Jonathan Brooks with the bad knees,
Yep.
Chuba staying
Bad
consistently
ankle.
bad ankle, bad knee too. And Trevor
Yep.
Etienne, who's a Georgia running back, who they got playing punt returner, who his job is should be running back, doesn't
Yep.
even get enough shots. I mean, to
Yeah.
me, I guess I'm just on the Trevor Etienne train. I want to see him get the ball. I don't see the point of having AJ Dillon. I mean, he's just another injury prone back. I mean, he's big for nothing. That's how I look at him. I mean, he ain't proved nothing in the last 2 years. I mean, go look at his stats. I mean, it's not like he came from a bad organization as that. I mean, I think he's washed. I mean, if you want to put him at fullback, sure, but I think he plays small compared to his size. So yeah,
I mean, man, I'm just worried about this Russian attack. And when I say worried, I don't mean like it's what keeps me up at night. But the fact that we're sitting here and we have so many questions about this running back room, it's like, Jonathan Brooks is a lot of who knows what because we haven't really seen too much of him. Chuba coming off of a down year. PFF has him ranked bottom 5 in the NFL. We had a rookie who was up and down last year, had some bad moments. And AJ Dillon, who's been injury prone, who, Kev's in the chat saying he's going to be cut, but before the start of the season. So
Yeah,
I
Kevin's
don't
put in a
know,
lot.
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's no disrespect to anybody, and I understand why people say he's going to be cut. So then I'll throw this out there: if you're going to cut that man, and shortly after you sign him, then was Dan Morgan an idiot? I mean that in the harshest way possible. Is Dan Morgan a dumbass for giving AJ Dillon a contract just to cut him in camp? Is that possibly an idiot? I mean,
So
there's a
but wasn't it just a 1-year deal, vet minimum?
yeah,
for
but
Dillon?
everybody signs a 1-year deal. Not everybody, but a lot of
Right.
them. I mean, let's be real. Next year, you can cut Chubba Hubbard and say $7.9 million. I mean, if Chubba Hubbard has a down half a year, I don't think he's coming back. And
you know what?
and Brooks has only got 2 years, effectively, basically 2 years on his contract, his rookie contract.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay him no money unless he can put up or shut up.
Unless he puts up
there's nothing
consistent Rico Dowdle numbers.
I know Trevor E.T. I know E.T. did a lot in college, and I highly respect that. When we drafted him, I watched tape and I thought, my God, we might have something here. And with all due respect, I didn't see nothing last year. Now, either that's a coaching malpractice, which could be, or he's going to fly by one of these things where the player looks good in college and sucks in the NFL. Because they can't just bench a veteran just to see how a rookie looks or how a young guy looks. And I mean, if all Dillon is a training camp fouler, then I'm gonna call Dan Morgan an idiot for signing him.
You know what makes me confused? And my bad,
Pop.
Pippen.
No, go ahead, Pop.
No, you fine. You go ahead.
I see CPG down there. He says the Chuba hate is silly. Bro had 1K yards, then y'all saw Rico, and now he ain't good enough. LOL. Come on, man. See, the thing is that let's put it this way. There's a standard. I am, as a Panther fan, am spoiled and have always known to have great running backs. I don't want to settle for less, but a great running back. That's just So yeah, I mean, Chuba just isn't that. I mean, it's okay to say that. I mean, it's okay to look at when you look at the standard, you compare it to who you've had. You've had the Jonathan Stewarts, the D'Angelo Williams. How does he compare to those guys? The C-Max.
Right.
Hey, Rick O'Dowd, who only did a year here. I mean, come on, guys. Like, we don't have to sit here and cater to these guys or
Pretend
hold them in.
something that they're not.
Yeah, like it's football. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
and I don't think anyone's giving Chuba hate. I mean, dude, I
No,
could tell
I
you what he's
agree.
really good at, but I think he'd be the best running back, second string running back in the league. I mean, Poppin said he's good, just not great. And yeah, he had 1,000-yard season in his contract year. I'll tell you what he does well, dude. If you watch him, the guy is like very veteran savvy, man. He knows leverage. Like I don't know. I've not studied a lot of running backs, but dude, he does things that they're just so small and minute, but you don't notice it unless it's in slow-mo, to where every time he's looking for the best leverage on a tackler that he's facing. He makes these little tweaks just to get a little bit, another half yard. The problem is that he just doesn't have that explosiveness, and that's fine. But I don't know. I'm just hoping Brooks, turns out to be what they were hoping for when they drafted him, because then we'd probably have something good there. I hope he stays healthy too.
He was a great blocker. I give him that. Like, I mean, there's things we can say nice about him. I mean, I don't, like I said, we don't say he's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not nowhere near disrespecting Chubba Hubbard, but he's not D'Angelo Williams. He's not Jonathan Stewart. He's not even close. I'm sorry, he's not. But he is who we have, and he's a better off the field leader. He's a better leader, locker room guy. And did he have a down year last year? Yes. And you know what? When you have a down year, you tend to be downgraded on a lot of lists. Unless you do a really good job of sucking up to the national media. Chuba don't do that. So, and I mean, I don't really have any qualms with Chuba, other than reality is, and I feel Dan Morgan is building something. If Dan Morgan absolutely 100% trusted Chubba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks to go forward, he would not have signed A.J. Dillon, and he would not have drafted Trevor Etienne last year. That's just fact. And if it hurts anybody's feelings, best I can tell you, suck it up, Buttercup. Life don't evolve around you and your feelings. Just because you buy somebody's jersey or put a guy up on a pedestal don't mean a lot. In the annals of football, it don't mean nothing. So, I mean, reality is that happened. Reality is they signed it.
My thing is,
Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams, if they didn't trust him at all, they would have made a solid effort to re-sign Rico.
Well, listen, how about this? I don't think Rico Dowdle is really as good as any of the players that you just mentioned. But yeah, he still broke some records for the Panthers. And I think one of the things that bears, keeping in mind, your running backs are only as good as the offensive linemen that are blocking for him. So if our offensive line is healthy, I do trust that a healthy Chubba Hubbard can, without a doubt, be better than he was last year. And he doesn't need to be as good as a Jonathan Stewart or a D'Angelo Williams. We've already seen him be 1,000-yard rusher before. That final year when Steve Wilkes took over for old fuckface. But to me, it just depends on the health of the offensive line and the willingness for Dave Canales to continue to pound the rock. He always says that we want to be a run-first football team. Then you have games like the 49ers game last year when we were running the ball fairly effectively, and then they just stop running the football. I don't know what that's about, coaching. Man.
That and that goes right along with that. God, I get tired of saying this. Is that inexperienced rookie head coach, or that inexperienced head coach, and the inexperienced folks around him, or the simple fact of they don't evaluate anything until after the game, and by then it's too fucking late to evaluate. I mean, if you come out there on a press conference and said, "Golly geez, we should have run the ball more," and you tell me that 5 times, on the 5th time, I don't believe your ass no more.
So he was ranked 27th in the league by someone. I think it was 27th, right?
Yeah, PFF.
So
PFF ranked him. They ranked all the starting running backs in the NFL, and he's number 27.
yeah, so that sounds a lot like the best backup running back in the league to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
and let's be real. Half of them running backs are more of wide receiver lined up at running backs. They're not true running backs, in my opinion. And if you really truly have to have a goal line carry, and you need somebody to carry your team because everybody on your team sucks. Who do you want? Christian McCaffrey, Gibbs from the Lions, or Derrick Henry?
wait, say
Your running back has to carry its entire offense the entire game. In every way, in passing, running, the whole 9 yards. You got a good offensive line, but your quarterback's lame. And your running back has to do everybody's job. Give me one running back you want. Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, or even throw that Gibbs in there. I'll tell you what, for the sake of argument, we'll even put Chubba Hubbard in there.
Well, can I take Henry when he's younger?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that.
I would.
Yeah, that's what I say. To me, and a lot of it is what kind of offense you prefer. Myself, I like the big. I like a big back who's powerful and can muscle himself down there. That's what I like. I always have liked those guys. I'm going to die liking those guys. Now,
yeah, you're a size queen.
Cody over here, he might say Christian McCaffrey because that's the kind of guy he likes, and then so be it. I'm not going down that pervert road, by the way. Not today.
Too late.
Catch me tomorrow. Catch me next Saturday.
It's a free for all. It always gets perverted somehow, no matter what we try to do.
Pickelson's a size queen. We get it.
Well, I mean, listen, I overlook some. I mean, when you live in Arizona, you ain't got
the bigger they are, the better it is to pound the hole. And I'm just saying, everyone knows that.
Man, more damage.
I would like to answer Pickle's question to that.
Go ahead.
He just asked.
Michael.
I would like to say, you know what? Me and Sigma Panther would agree. We would like a younger Derrick Henry behind our quarterback because, yeah, I mean, if our offensive line is good and we have a big molar that can just pound the ball and just get into that end zone, hey, I'm all in for it. I would not argue with that. I would not argue with that at all.
But if I may say though, real quick, if you don't mind, I understand some people just think Dylan is just here to just for training camp and that moves on. And if that's the case, fine. But I don't want to hear anybody tell me when Trevor E.T. gets on there and fumbles a football that he's just learning. He's a rookie.
Well, he only fumbled once, Pickle. He only fumbled once, and it's at a position that he did it in college, but I mean that's not his position really. I mean,
it's a hell of a time to fumble.
It was. I remember him and maybe
I gotta give him grace because he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, and that's where I'm stuck too, man. Like I don't want to hold it over his head.
How? And I understand that, but how many times? How many times are we going to? I don't know. We'll know more this year. How's that? I'll just leave it at that. But we'll just know more this year. But like I said, and I'm going to stay by that. If they 100% trusted him, and they 100% trusted Dylan, and if they 100% trusted Trevor E.T., and they 100% trusted Chubba and Brooks, they would not have went to free agency and signed Dylan.
So, can I touch on
unless they had a plan just for Dylan?
I'll be like 30 seconds. So, and I think this is a good time to talk about this as a Panthers fan. Every offseason, fans get excited about different players that we sign or bring in, or someone look good at camp or in practice, and then or there might even be a consensus, and then the team goes and like cuts some guy for no reason. And the way I see the A.J. Dillon thing is that, like, I think people like me and Pickle, we're a little more old school. We see us go sign a guy with his size, with those large quads that Pickle likes to see so much, and we get kind of excited about what we envision the team
He's
doing.
smiling.
But then they may not. I don't know. Then we get shocked. So I think it's kind of like a beauty is in the eye of the beholder for a lot of fans in the off season, and some probably don't think very highly of someone like AJ Dillon, and some do. So I'm just thinking of it as, I just don't know what the team's gonna do, man. Like they signed him, yeah, but it was also a veteran minimum. So I don't know. Like they might keep him, or he might just be a camp body or someone that they brought in case Jonathan Brooks didn't look good, in training camp. So, but I guess that time's going to tell. I wouldn't be shocked either way, though. They keep him or they let him go.
Hey, watch yourself.
So did someone join?
Oh, sorry.
If I may say,
hold on 1 second, Pickle. Let me welcome in White Chocolate Espresso. Kev, what up, dog?
What's up? What's up, everyone? What's up?
Chilling.
What's up, man?
Yo,
Long time no
Kev. Yeah, Kev. Can Chubba Hubbard rebound? Is he going to be the best version of Chubba that we've ever seen? Can he be better than he was last year, or are we basically hoping that Jonathan Brooks can basically be our guy from here on out?
I mean, it just depends on his health. I mean, you could tell the first carry he did last year, he wasn't himself. He started the year hurt. So, just depends on his injury. And his running backs, they go down. Once they go down, they're down. Like, look at Todd Gurley. Sometimes it just goes off.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, we need to be able to run the fuck out of the football this year. Especially if our passing attack is going to be what we want it to be. You got to be able to consistently run the football. And I've long been a proponent that you don't need to have some badass bell cow running back to be a good rushing team. I just don't think that, you have to have that. Y'all remember Miles Sanders was 1,000-yard rusher in Philadelphia and then proceeded not to do shit anywhere else.
So then I have a question for you, Cody.
Yeah.
So then what, I mean, and I'm not implying anything here. I'm actually I've been wondering this myself. So what was the difference between when Chubba was running behind this offensive line last year and then when Rico Dowdle went in and put up more than 200 yards for over, 2 games? So, what's the difference?
Oh, I can take that. But I'll listen.
So look at the teams we played when Rico did those. Like, I was excited. He was a Gamecock, Hell yeah. But I remember people saying, "Oh, he's going to be the new number one." I'm like, no, he's not. We faced like the worst rushing defense in the league when he went over 200 yards.
I mean, I agree. If Rico was so hot and so elite, the Cowboys wouldn't let him walk away. They did.
Yeah, we wouldn't let him walk.
Yeah, well, I mean, we only signed him to a 1-year deal. He put up 1,000 yards for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and they just let him walk because
they don't like to pay nobody.
And then he came here. We only signed him to a 1-year deal, and nobody else was interested in him. Well, no, I take that back. There were some others, but nobody was willing to give him the paycheck he wanted, and he still didn't get the paycheck with the Steelers that he wanted.
That would be funny if he rushed for another 1,000 with Pittsburgh.
I mean,
and they didn't retain him either.
Yeah, what gets me about running backs and I don't fall in love with running backs easy because I remember a guy named I'm not really sorry, Tony, but Carmen Addis Payne, Tyler Gaffney,
Cameron Artis Payne,
AJ Barner, Jordan Scarlett. I could name you all these mid-round pick running backs that came in, saw they had 1 or 2 good games. Everybody went, "Oh my God, that's superstar!" And a year or 2 later, they were gone and never see any Panther uniform again.
No, we need Brad fucking Hoover back.
Now, see, that was a fullback. We don't even like fullbacks anymore. I even mentioned moving Dillon the fullbacks because he's got that build, and people are like, "Oh no, he didn't sign him to be no damn fullback." No.
Bro, it was such a travesty
People get a corn
that
cob
we
up their ass.
didn't get to pair Christian McCaffrey with Bryce Young, because those two would have been made for each other. Like the type of play style that they have, like he's the ultimate safety valve for a quarterback. And the fact that we literally got rid of him the first year that we drafted him, dude, it's like.
I was against trade. What? How are you going to trade away your number one receiver and running back, then draft a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At the time, I didn't mind it because I knew we needed the ammunition to move up.
I don't think we used that ammunition to move up, did we?
Yeah, the pick that we got from San Francisco was one of the picks that we sent to Chicago to get Bryce Young.
Was it a second?
Yeah, it was a second.
Well, what else we got, Cody?
We've had good running backs after Chris McCaffrey, to be fair.
What was the bro? I used to never forget this dude's name. What was the running back that we had when Chubba Hubbard was 1,000-yard rusher? The other
Foreman?
guy that, Foreman, Deonta Foreman.
Record.
Yeah, I wouldn't have let that guy go either. I would let him go.
Yeah, Foreman was so. After CMC got traded, we ended up running the ball better with Foreman. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we let him go after the season.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to go
That
because
makes
he
no fucking sense.
wanted to share carries. He wanted to be the number one.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is true. So, did y'all see J.C. Horn come in at the top 100?
Yeah, didn't we have predictions the last time we were on Friday Free for All, and many of y'all were saying DB wasn't going to make the list?
Yeah, I was thinking that there was a chance that he wouldn't make the list.
Really?
Well, so far, what? We have JC, Bryce, T-Mac, and DB.
Yeah, we have 4 Panthers on the list.
Not everyone is going to make the list. Maybe Taylor Moton.
No, there's no way Taylor Moton makes the list. Huh?
My hot take prediction was that Mike Jackson would beat out JC, but I think that's kind of in the trash bin now because if JC was this low, I don't think Mike Jackson's going to be.
I mean, this is voted by the players.
But Mike Jackson ain't going to be the best Panther on the list, though. I thought DB would be higher.
But this is only players, right?
Kevin, can I ask you something?
No coaches or anything.
Who's better? Who's better, Dillon or Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I don't know. Did Joe Nixon play last year?
Yeah, he was on the. He was
injured, but yeah, wasn't he injured most of last year?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, how about Nijon Harris?
Yeah, I think Nijon Harris.
Wait,
I think Najee Harris. He played with
Zamir White. Remember Zamir White played for the
Oakland.
Yeah. You know, all them guys, Cam Akers, Chase Edmonds, they're all free agents right now. And to my point to a lot of folks in the chat is, if again, and I say this, if all Dan Morgan did was sign Dillon to run through training camp or preseason, Dan Morgan is a dumb son of a bitch.
Nah,
Y'all can tell whoever you said that, because you don't go sign a running back in free agency just to make it through training camp. You just don't do that. Bottom line, you don't do that.
I don't know, man. I think that you want to fill as many positions as possible.
Yeah, but according to people, all he is a practice squad bum. He's not even practice squad. I mean, he doesn't qualify for practice squad. Even if he was to show out, you can't put him.
Well, yeah, but also who's saying this though? Like just because some Joe Schmo said it doesn't mean that that's necessarily.
There's a lot. I've heard it all the time. I heard Eddie in the chat. Multiple other people have said it repeatedly everywhere I go. All Dillon, Kevin said it multiple times. All
Yeah.
Dylan is a guy you go in training camp and preseason and cut. So if that's the case, there's no use to sign him. It was a bad signing, and Dan Morgan was an idiot the day he signed him.
All the time with camps, they sign a guy and they just cut him. And, I don't know why they do it, but they.
You know.
So did y'all see this?
Dylan himself admitted that when he was in, that he wasn't healthy to start with for the Eagles, but when he was, but later in the year he got healthy and he was healthy, and they just didn't use him after that. So, I mean, I would rather have a power back. I think Dylan is a better power back than anybody on our roster. And I'm sorry, I don't think Chubba Hubbard or Jonathan Brooks is a power back of any type.
I don't think so either.
I guess in a pinch you could always run Bryce up the middle.
Well, but hold on though. Like, I know that Jonathan Brooks has been injured a bunch, but are we forgetting that the dude is 6'2", 220 pounds or some shit? Like the dude is. Yes, he is.
He ain't not anymore. He might have been that big in college, but he ain't in it.
Look up. All right, I'll look it up right now.
I'm looking it up right now. No,
tell me what it is. Tell me what it is.
Hold on.
207. 6 foot 207.
Ain't no fucking way it's just 207.
He said, Pickle would know because size matters.
The great Trevor E.T. that everybody says is this mega superstar is 5'9", 198 pounds. Hell, Bryce Young is taller and bigger than him.
That's funny.
Nobody said he was a superstar.
If he can run up in the middle, if he can run up the middle, Bryce can do a power run up the middle. You go, Bryce. AJ Dillon is 6 foot 247 pounds.
See, man, he's the quad father.
Yeah, see.
Bro, there was a picture of Jonathan Brooks next to Jonathan Stewart, and Jonathan Stewart's like 5'11", and bro, he was a good 2 or 3 inches taller. So I don't know how the fucking saying that he's just 6 feet.
Well, I mean.
Bro, that ain't right. He's taller than that.
Well, I don't know. We haven't really seen him play that much, so it's hard to tell.
I don't really care for a run. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, the fact that we don't have a power back, I think it's a little disingenuous to say that Chubba, Jonathan Brooks, that both of them are just incapable of running with power. I think they have before, but it's just, are they healthy? It all boils down to, are they healthy enough to do it? That's pretty much it.
The only power, I guess the only power back we have on this roster, everybody hates. So,
I don't hate him.
Well,
you want to see? You want to see something funny, Cody?
Not everybody, but
Yeah, what's up?
I just found that.
Look up Chuba's longest yard last year, and that'll tell you that's the difference between him and Rico.
His longest what?
His longest run last year.
I'm going to predict 9 yards.
I mean, Rico, he can get some yards.
Well, I mean, Rico was healthy most of the year.
Let's see, man.
He injured his groin. That's what slowed him down. I mean, but hey, you do 2 games back to back running 200 yards. I mean, you're going to hurt something. I don't care who you are.
All right, let me see.
Yeah, Rico was exciting to watch, man.
Rico, I felt Rico had a little bit of Christian McCaffrey in him. He'd look good, and when they tried to pull him to give somebody else a little bit of breather, or to give him a little bit of breather, he'd get mad.
5.3.
I mean, the guy has breakaway speed.
Yeah, I think his longest run that I think that I seen was 14 yards out of the whole year. That's not good, guys.
I mean, if you.
Well, I mean, he's definitely, to me, and strictly me, I'm speaking for myself. Chuba has to prove his money's worth this year, or he won't be on the roster next year. I don't think. I'm sorry if it hurts people's feelings. I just don't think he will be. But I can say that about a lot of folks on the roster. So
I don't think he's gonna be here either way. Like it's a running back, so they're gonna find a way to cut him or trade him.
well, they had an offer. The Patriots offered something for him last year, and we didn't do it. So Dan didn't do it, rather. So, but Dan has Dan is starting to get this reputation of when he supports a player, that player ain't going nowhere from here on out.
So look,
unless they don't want to be here.
We can come back to the running back because again, it's one of the biggest questions on this team, really. But how about Derek Brown and J.C. Horn finally starting to get a little bit of love from the broader NFL community? So they're ranking all the different positions and who the best players at those positions are. J.C. Horn was ranked the 8th best corner in the NFL, and Derek Brown is ranked as the 5th best corner. Everyone's saying you have to run away from Derek Brown. You know, are they finally getting their due, or are they still not ranked high enough in terms of how you see them?
Well, who do they have above JC?
I think he's talking about the top 100. Well, JC just came out, but not all the top 100's out. But I mean, there's going to be quite a bit more players come out.
So there was another list that came out. I think they're doing by position. Cody, am I right?
Yes.
All right.
This is they have Derek Brown as the 5th ranked running back. Not running back, defensive tackle.
You said corner
in the
last
NFL.
time.
Well, J.C. Horn was.
Hey, if DB was at running back, Pickle would be on board with that.
Oh boy, you know it. Light him up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the D tackle position, like, dude, I think he's one of the. I would say top 3, but the problem is that he's not like a sack master, so he's not going to get all that praise from around the league or fans.
Yeah, I mean, Star didn't get a lot of superstar praise either because he wasn't a sack master. But I personally believe that Derek Brown is lining up in the wrong defense, and I've said that for many years. I just don't think he fits the defense he's in, but he's just trying to do the best he can in a situation and not complaining about this is the wrong defense because number one, it wouldn't help anything anyway. So.
I don't think the scheme helps them get recognition either.
No, because in a 3-4 defense, the defensive linemen are not supposed to. I mean, the defensive tackles, wherever they line up, they're not supposed to get a lot. They're not. It's the scheme itself is designed where they're taking on double, triple teams, and they're not getting pass rush. The scheme itself is designed that way, and that's why it's imperative that your edge rushers get the pressure and get the sacks. And if your edge rushers aren't doing it, or they're spending all day in coverage, then nobody's getting pressure.
Hey, man, real quick, let me welcome. We have a brand new guest. We have Brenton Michaels on the free for all. Brenton, what's up, man? How are you, brother?
Good, man. Figured I'd call in. I'm taking a break from studying for my LSATs. So.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Enjoy the break. Hey, man, did you feel like Derek Brown and J.C. Horn are finally getting the love that they deserve? Are they finally getting the respect league-wide in the NFL? And do you think that this is the start of a trend?
I think they're starting to. I don't know, like when you get out of the local area, maybe not as much, but I don't know. Oh, fuck me.
What the fuck?
Well,
I mean,
when we said keep pounding, that's not when we said keep pounding. That's not exactly what we were talking about.
If you're
you know what the funny thing is, man? Like we've had people, come up here and like get naked on stream. So I guess if you're gonna come up here and pretend like you're getting fucked in the ass, that's probably not as bad as what's been happening before. You know.
But that's what I took from it. I was like, dang, Diddy got
Yeah.
him that quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
Well, they need to pick up their troll game, man, because that's just.
yeah, or not. Or if you're trying to troll them, go fucking kill yourself.
I tell you what, if anybody out there, if you want to know a couple of podcasters to troll, hit me up. I'll give you some ideas. I'll tell you some folks you can troll.
I don't know. Listen, like on just whatever on subject. Derek Brown is somebody that I would like to see in the backfield more. If we could move him to a more pass rushing style of defensive tackle, bro, that's what I've been wanting forever. I don't know exactly if that's gonna happen. I just don't know if this defense is built for him to be in that kind of role.
Right.
But it's something I would love to see.
Even when we go in the nickel, and I was trying to, even when we go in the nickel, and you'll often find the highlight reels, and even when we go into nickel, we're doing a 4-man front. You know, and I noticed this twice the other day after he got his little top 100, and he always takes on double teams. In one video I saw, Bobby Brown was right next to him, and he had 1-on-1 with a running back. And Bobby Brown couldn't beat that running back. I'm like, come on, man. What the hell? You know, so, and it's not disrespect on Bobby, but it's just, in my opinion, and maybe I'm old school, maybe that's my problem, but if Derek Brown is double or triple teamed most of the game, you can't tell me other folks ain't open, or, I mean, you just can't. I like Derek Brown. I think he's a heck of an athlete. I think he's a heck of a tackle. I think he can be a lot more in a scheme designed to allow more of D-tackle pass rush, or what I need to say, to allow more interior pass rush. But the scheme that Evero runs just not suited for that.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Hey, real quick, thank you to Creeper. Says can't be worse than the 2023 Carolina Panthers. Bro, how about somebody just entered the stream and their profile picture is me and it says Diddy got me. Like, you're gonna have to send me a private chat and let me know who the fuck you are before I put you up on here, bro.
Man,
but shout out to Creeper.
You're a perv. What about our 2023? Oh, that was
we came up with the most points of any defense in NFL history.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, that was the year Derek Brown was on IR.
Yep.
Yeah. So that Evero should have been fired after that year, and I'll just go. But.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get that wish this year after we go into our next offseason and have Evero out of here, because, yeah, this defense was not – I mean, it was decent, but not good enough for us to even say, like, this defense was top tier above all else. But, yeah, we just need a defensive coordinator that can get these guys on edge and just, like you know, get the coverages right for these guys, have the edge rushers do their due diligence, and just have them pretty much like sack or get after the quarterback, or have like the entire defense do their job the right way is what I'm trying to get at. Because yeah, Evero should have been fired, like you said, Pickle.
Right.
So listen, I brought this up. Listen, let's get into what we know makes a free for all. Damn it, Mo Moten at Bleacher Report has predicted that Bryce Young will be the Panthers' biggest bust for the 2023
Who the fuck
season.
is Mo Moten? It sound like that creeper guy.
That's
Diddy guy.
No, that's Taylor Moten's cousin, Pickle. You didn't know that?
Mo.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's Taylor Moten's wife.
Maybe so. He writes, Young will likely need to show that he can be a productive, high volume passer
I'm gonna look up
when
that
necessary this year, and that seems
Some of you.
unlikely because of a tough schedule. The Panthers won the NFC South with a sub 500 record
It is what it
on
is.
a third place schedule last year. In 2026, they will play on a first place schedule that includes games against the Chicago Bears, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Denver Broncos, and the Seattle Seahawks. Young could regress if he faces more division leaders this year than last season.
Well, it couldn't be as bad as the Raiders were. Mo Moten is a beat reporters for the Raiders. He's a big Raider fan, according to Twitter. So, I mean, anyway. But, and, I mean, if you're a fan of the Raiders, you really don't know much about football. So, hang it up. But that being said, you know what? And we was talking about it the other day, on Thursday on my show, on Cole show yesterday, and it was mentioned that somebody somewhere says got Panthers at 7.5. I'm not certain where it was.
Bro, we're in fourth to win the division. The Buccaneers, the Saints, and the Falcons all right now have better odds to be NFC South champs.
You know what? Odds are only dependent on where you go to find out. To be honest with you, anybody who thinks the Falcons are going to win anything, you're a fucking moron. I don't give a damn who the fuck. They don't even have a fucking quarterback. Besides all that, and I'll say this, and I really don't care who don't like it. If the Panthers only win 7 games, there's going to be change at multiple positions on this team. Quarterback may be one of them, but they're going to guarantee Bryce Young that big contract, so he'll probably be here next year and start next year, whether you like it or not. But he may not have the same offensive or defensive coordinator, maybe even not the same head coach. That's just the reality of the situation. If that's the case, you're probably going to bring in a couple of new wide receivers, maybe an entire running back room. That's fact. Okay, that means that we've had a bunch of irresponsible play in the middle of the football field, and so a lot of your offensive line are gone. It may end up to be a complete master rebuild. Everything now, but who knows? Maybe 10% fuck it. Let's do it all again.
Does anybody agree with this sentiment? Does anyone think that Bryce has a chance to regress this year, or are we all just being eternal optimists that Bryce is just gonna shatter every expectation?
I have zero respect for Bleacher Report, and I need to say that straight up front. I have zero respect. I don't like their content. I don't like anything they post. I don't follow them at all. Right. And that's just my opinion.
But hold up, though, Pickle. You don't have to agree with him, and I understand why you don't. But just based on that little blurb, it's not like anything that he's saying doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it's not. He's not the first person to ever say if Bryce don't play great, he might be a bust. I mean, if Bryce is a bust, I don't think he's the Panthers' biggest draft bust in history.
Okay, but that's right. But that's also not the question.
He at the very least he played in the playoffs.
In 2026, we have to play a first place schedule against some very good teams.
We've done that before.
So basically, if Bryce does have a really good year this year, it really solidifies what kind of player he is, because it's a step up in competition. Considering that we didn't go above 500 last year and we got backdoored into the playoffs, like, I'm not going to be mad at someone who thinks this way.
Yeah.
Let me go, Mike, and then Kevin.
Okay, I want to say this right now. That Bleacher Report guy, you know what? I'm just going to say right now, Bryce Young just needs to improve his inner ability to pretty much like throw the football, have trust in his receivers, get everybody on the same page as him, and I need him to start coming out and balling out this year. I need him to say to every one of these analysts, to say, oh, you want to keep doubting me and keep saying all this stuff about me? Okay, well, I'm going to show you this time that I'm serious about this year, and I'm going to ball out this year, and I'm going to make you promise that you're going to pretty much going to see me become a dual threat quarterback. That I'm going to be expected to, well, not a dual threat quarterback, but a high anticipated quarterback that you're going to be respecting me at the highest respectful way. And I just need to see Bryce Young. And I've said it multiple times on, Pickle's show. I've said it on C3. I need to see Bryce Young have a successful season this year. I need to see more out of him, but not too much where it's like a bazillion freaking yards and like 37 touchdowns. I need to see a not. I don't want to see him turn over the ball as much as everybody has seen all through his time with us. I just need to see a successful Bryce Young this year, and then hopefully, people can say, "Oh yeah, we should shut our freaking mouths about this guy because, pretty much we're just gonna, keep doubting this guy, but he's gonna keep shutting us up every time." That's why he's called the Carolina Reaper.
Well, so he's been really good at the end of games, but he needs to be good for the entirety of these games. And he's playing some really good teams this year. So if he does it this year, it's really going to shut up a lot of the doubters, a lot of the naysayers.
Let me put this out there right now. Okay, I remember when Cam Newton was a part of this team, and I remember looking back at when we faced the Patriots in 2014, if I remember correctly. We beat the Patriots. I need Bryce Young to do the same thing to the Broncos this year and the reason why I'm saying that is because on February 3rd, which is my birthday, I've had to witness my team go 0-2 in the Super Bowl against the Patriots and the Broncos. So if Bryce Young can eliminate that Super Bowl PTSD from the Broncos for me, I would gladly accept that. I need that to happen this year.
Yeah, love that. Kevin, jump in, man. Is this off base? I mean, is Bryce going to regress? Like, what are you feeling about Bryce, man?
I don't understand why he would write this article when the last game he played, he was phenomenal. Like, our defense sucked and let us down, but Bryce, amazing in the playoffs against the Rams. So,
you actually watched that game?
Probably not, because I'm riding high. I'm thinking he's going to be a top 10 quarterback this year. Mm-hmm. But I also saw a lot of down, games last year, and barely going across 100 yards. So I'm more high than I am low on Bryce. Sure.
Right.
I mean, Did Kev say that he thinks he's going to be top 10 this year?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Kevin, I can see that.
Kevin, I know you like betting, bro. How much you want to bet on that?
Yeah. Kevin, you really think that Bryce is a top 10 quarterback this year?
Yeah, I think he has potential. I mean, you see what he did against playoffs, against a playoff team. You see what he did with the Packers. Okay. I mean, games. He's had games where he can look like a top 10.
All right.
Okay.
Pop, what you think, man? Keep it real, Pop. Keep it real.
I've been on so many podcasts and part of different podcasts that, I'm Bryced out. So I just keep it simple with me. It's a win-win situation for me in my mind. If he goes out here and does his job, he'll be extended. If he don't, we get another quarterback. But if I'm going to give a prediction on what I think he's going to do, I don't see any more than 3,500 yards and probably around the same amount of touchdowns to interceptions as last year.
How many interceptions did Bryce throw last year?
I think 11. 25 touchdowns, 11. So I give him maybe 2 more touchdowns, 27 touchdowns, maybe 12 interceptions, 3,500 yards. Now, is that well enough to get an extension? Don't know. Is that Would that make some of y'all happy enough to pay him $40 million a year? Don't know. But those are questions that we will be talking about once it comes up.
Yeah,
If it
I
comes
mean, no
up.
doubt. I mean, I just want him to hit the point at least where paying him at least a minimum contract seems more plausible than being able to easily replace him. You know what I
Hey,
mean? Like at a certain point, it just becomes like, they're starting this whole thing over, give you a better chance to get a better quarterback than Bryce. At this point, probably not. And I want this season to confirm that. I want him to continue to push the ball deep, continue to be accurate deep. We saw it some last year, but I don't think that we saw it enough.
remember, I'm the one who started off the fire on X about start him and Hooker, and now I'm saying he has a chance to be top 6. So
Yeah, yeah. You even you did that sooner than Pickle, and Pickle's from Tennessee.
I don't think a lot of it, and I'm not saying all of it. No, I think a lot of the problems on offense last year, I don't think were quarterback related. I just don't. Um, Maybe of course some of it is. You can't watch football and not say he's has zero blame. That's dumb. But I think Canales. I think Canales was 100% correct when he said that the problem was him. I agree with Canales on that. I think a lot of the problem last year was him because Canales don't attend the offensive meetings. Canales don't attend the quarterbacks meetings. Canales don't talk to Bryce about which plays in a game you like versus which plays that you don't think is going to fit. Canales shows up on Sunday and reads a paper. He literally reads his little play sheet, and if it don't work out, it don't work out. I mean, and then he gets up and says, "Well, we got to do a better job." And at the end of the game, at the end of the season, he value whether him or somebody else. It's debatable, but they got up and said, "I'm the fault. I'm the problem, and it's me because I don't call. I've never been able to call my entire playbook. I've never been able to call the entire plays, and not all of it is, but we can honestly pick out games. We pick out the first Atlanta game where Bryce looked like a megastar. Then the very next week against the Saints, he looked like a mega piece of shit. Is it all Bryce? No, I don't think so. In reality, I think I just don't think it's all Bryce. I don't think it's all. I don't. I'm not saying Bryce is innocent. That's a cop out, poor excuse. I'm just saying it's not all. It's not all Bryce entirely. Uh, is Bryce the type of quarterback that you can line up in any offense? Absolutely not. Bryce Young fits a West Coast style offense. That's it. He don't fit any other offense. He don't fit a vertical offense. He don't fit a slinging offense. He don't fit an offense. I don't know that he fits a run first offense. He fits a West Coast offense. That's it. That's as limited as he's going to get. As long as you have him as your quarterback, you always run a West Coast offense. He's not a
Well,
read
I
option
mean, shit.
quarterback.
Even if it's a West,
That's just it.
we've talked about this before, Pickle. Even if it's a
Right.
West Coast offense, West Coast offenses are predicated on pushing the ball downfield.
Right.
I
Exactly.
don't mind that at all. You just have
Right.
to run that shit effectively.
Right.
You know?
But at the same time, quarterbacks are, most quarterbacks, if you throw the ball to a guy and he drops it a couple of times, that quarterback ain't going back to that guy a third time most of the time. He's just not, and
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
and I also don't believe, and I never have, and I know a lot of people are screaming for tight end. I don't believe this coaching staff wants to involve a tight end of any type. I think Dan
I don't
Morgan
either.
supports that. When Dan says we're happy with the quarterback room, he damn well meant it. I think if you go out and get you a vertical superstar tight end, it's going to be a waste of effort, a waste of roster spot, and a waste of that guy's talent. And he ain't going to like to be here. Just like Jeremy Chin and Frankie Louvu could not wait to walk out of this damn door.
I understand why you're saying
exactly
that. Before I adopt that opinion, though, I want to see a more dependable tight end. And I think that we have that in Mitchell Evans. I think that they're looking for a tight end that can be really good in this system, but I don't feel like they really have
Well,
one that they fully trust in. But hold that thought though, because we're gonna stay on it. But let me welcome Anthony back on the free for all. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? What's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Chilling, brother. How you doing,
Fine.
man?
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Good. You're just chilling, man. Chilling.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So did you hear what this Matt Moten said about Bryce? That he has the largest chance to basically be the biggest bust on this year's team because he has to play a harder schedule, harder teams, and we basically didn't have a 500 record, backdoored into the playoffs. What do you think about that, man? What are your expectations? Your reasonable expectations for Bryce going into this year, or an unreasonable, whatever you feel, man. How you think?
Yeah. I just now saw this.
Yeah.
Man, like, I think I'm between what Kevin said and between what Pop said. My personal thoughts here are, one, to the people, like the whole 500. We weren't supposed to make the playoffs last year. Okay. I think this year was always the year that was supposed to happen. So the second thing I'd say is I think Bryce Young is going to be good this year simply because last year we were 27th in total offense. To me, like, this offense is only going to get better over time, just with the chemistry he has with the receivers. I liked what Pickle said about Canales. I think Canales giving up the play calling was pretty much him saying, like, yeah, I just wasn't good at it. And also, like, Bryce is playing for a contract. Like people mentioned, it's either we pay Bryce or we go somewhere else in a different direction. So I think Bryce knows that his future in Carolina is going to be determined after this year. And I think he'll play somewhere between like the 14th to like 17th best quarterback this year, which to me is like the tier of guys that you're worth keeping until you can find a better option. That's kind of like what I feel about him. Like, everyone that potentially is looking into the future about moving off of him and things like that, it's like, okay, well, let's see the better option first. To me, drafting a rookie quarterback is a complete waste of time, honestly, because this team is going to be built for someone to win ball games starting this year. So what's the solution, right? You move off of Bryce and we put the faith of the organization in a rookie. I mean, I just don't buy that completely.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he's going to be good. I think he'll actually be better than last year. I mean, statistically, he's gotten better every year. I like the offensive supporting cast. I think the offensive line being healthy again is going to be a huge benefit. Having Brooks come back. Overall, I think the history shows he's gotten better every year. Now, how much better, I don't know. But just for the article's sake, I just don't really understand. Like, I've said this for a while. Like, usually when the process is good, like, you're gonna get good results. And like Dan Morgan's process has been completely sound in my eyes. In past years, I've like been critical of things the team's done that just don't make sense and just it's like fitting a square peg in a round hole, where we kind of have hopium about the team and ignore the big red flags. To me, I genuinely like I think they did everything right this offseason on paper. Like, they filled the major need. They swung big for big free agents and got them at the biggest holes. They completely reset the timeline at left tackle. You bring in an option to, compete with Excel and other guys for the third option. Like, you extend Coker. Like, they did everything well. So, I don't know. The Bryce conversation, it's like, I know I'm, rambling here. Sorry. But it's almost like someone show me a better option, and then we can start talking about moving off of them. Because to me, I'm not willing to make this risk where we move off of Bryce and because you realize if we move off of Bryce, he's going to get traded, because at that point in time, he'll be on a cheap deal compared to what the market is, and someone's going to want him. So if we move off of Bryce for a rookie, I I'd kind of lose faith at that point. Sorry, that's all I gotta say.
No, I
Yeah,
mean
I
to
don't.
me it would just no, I don't largely disagree with anything that you said, but like to me it's just depending on who that rookie is. So
Or the team.
obviously if there is a
I
badass quarterback available with the first overall pick, and for whatever reason we're picking first overall, not saying that I think that'll happen, but you know that potentially changes things.
You bring
And it
up
might say what?
you bring up like all 32 quarterbacks and just see who will we take over Bryce going into
I
next
don't.
year.
I personally don't think we'll draft a quarterback unless we have a top 5 pick, and then it may be questionable.
Yeah, then it's
I
like
don't. I
you
don't.
might
I
not
don't
have
think
an
Canales.
opportunity to.
If
But
Canales, yeah, right.
what I'm trying
Canales
to,
stays as our head coach. I don't think he. I don't
I
think
don't
he.
either.
I think he will fight like hell not to draft a rookie quarterback.
But here's
'Cause I
what
don't
I'm.
think he wants a rookie.
Let me
Go ahead.
just say this real quick. Like, here's what I'm trying to like get to the point. Like, this is year 3 of the regime. The years
Mhm.
of this year's a pass. We understand our roster sucks. Those years are
Mhm.
over.
I agree with
Okay.
that.
Like if Bryce flops, he's not just going to be the only one held accountable.
I
But
agree with that too.
my point also is, if Bryce flops with the current state of the team, it's not like
Mhm.
we're the Jets where we're already rebuilding and they're planning to draft someone next year.
Right.
Like, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a complete fucking wild card. Excuse my language.
Mhm.
And I get what Cody's saying. If there's that guy out there, then draft him. But to me, I don't really think those guys come around that much, honestly. Like, I don't know, unless it's like a Caleb, even like
Mhm.
Cam Ward, I don't know. So it's like, you have to, if you want to move off of him, you have to have some other plan or
A
trade or
plan,
something
right?
brewing.
Right,
Well,
because a lot of
Kevin, he'll bust it wide open for Lenora Sellers
Well,
if
draft
he gets an
and I mean,
opportunity
I
to
I
draft
I
Lenora Sellers.
I,
Want you,
I
don't
like
you, Kevin?
I'm
I
gonna
like
give
the
it
Lord.
a
Well,
chat.
I like
Ooh.
I like what I seen. Not last
Um,
year, but the year before that from Lenore Sellers. I'm not saying I would be mad if they took him. I'm not. I like Lenore Sellers. I do. He reminds me a lot of Cam Newton, but I'm not going to go into all that because too many people will have a bitch fit about it. But
everyone says that. I need to see more before I
well, and
start
I
comparing him
completely understand that
to Cam
to Cam.
Newton.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Like the
there. I mean, I don't. I
Anthony
don't
Richardson.
worship players. I don't mean it as the negative. I don't, but people do. Anyway, that's y'all's business. I'm not busting. But for that little screenshot I got up there, Cody, I want to prove a point here, and I don't mean to.
yeah,
This is a tight
and then
end
I'm
that
gonna
was with
introduce
our
somebody when
team
you're done.
for. He was a third round. He was not a third round. He was a 5th round pick. He was on our team, and he was a 3rd round string pick. Occasionally, when an injury, he got to elevate to number 2 position. He was behind Jeff King and Dante Rosario. Y'all know that, a blocking tight end and an H-back. And he was 3rd string. He never got that many carries. He never got that many touches. He was kind of, except for one season, and he played good, but he went from that good year back down to Stupidville. Why? John Fox was the head coach. Defensive, it was purely run first offense, and they did not use Gary Barnage like they should. So when he had opportunity, he baited for a different team and ended up being a pretty good player for the Cleveland Browns. And there are so many players out there currently that I like on our roster. I can't help but see these guys and listen to what they talk. They talk the good talk. But a lot of them, I see LaFell loved it here as a rookie. Going to be here for the rest of his life. At the end of his 4 years, he said, "Fuck you," couldn't wait to leave. Just like Ken couldn't wait to get out of this damn place. I see so many people like that. If you don't use a player right, the first 3 or 4 years, the first 2 to 3 years, they're not planning to be around long. Not unless you overpay them. And
Yeah.
even then, some of them won't stay. So in a lot of ways, you look at these players, you have to to me, you have to understand if you're using a guy wrong. And I'll use Mitch Evans. If we don't give Mitch Evans some really good carries and let him develop, when his time's ready, he'll bolt just like Gary Barnett is and go be a star for somebody else. That's going to happen. You know, I'll throw in Sanders. I like JT Sanders. I wanted us to draft him. I would have been completely happy if we would have spent a second round pick on his ass. But he has yet to develop. When we drafted him, I said he needs to gain just a little bit of weight and learn to block. And he's done the complete opposite. He's lost weight and decided blocking went with his time. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the advancement of that room this year. But hold on, before I give thoughts on that, let me welcome in my boy Jake the Snake back on the Free for All, bro. Sorry to keep you waiting, brother. What's up, dude?
Nah, you're good, man. I'm just happy to have power and internet, man. I've been without that for the past few hours because of that little storm that just went right
Yeah,
through.
man. And then I just got a friend of mine letting me know that the bad weather's coming through. Like, damn, man, it was bad a little while earlier, but it's
the wind was the worst part about it, Cody. The wind was insane, man. It looked like a damn monsoon going on outside.
Oh shit! Well, hey, man, I'm happy your power's still on, man. You can be a part of this free for all, dog. What's up, man?
I mean, I'm just glad to be here with you boys. I know we're talking about a little bit about Bryce Young, but man, I'm gonna put it this way about Bryce Young, and I'm gonna leave it at that. There's no reason Bryce Young shouldn't have a great season this year. Just no reason. The offense is great. He has great pieces around him. As long as they stay healthy, there's no reason why he shouldn't ball out. And he have an unbelievable season. It should be his best season so far.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They did it.
You sound like a robot. Something happened. Something happened to your microphone, Pickle. I can't hear nothing you're saying.
That man put his mic in his ice cream.
That's because I'm screaming. Y'all did it. They did it. Michael, you paying attention? EA will remove all the microtransactions from college football. It just broke the news.
Wow.
They apologized. They're removing all of it. They said this was added independently of our deeper mode progression with the aim to give players more choices. But what you said is that they're not adding value we intended. So tomorrow morning, we will remove all paid progression options from Road to Glory and Online Dynasty.
Good. That's what they should do. When you get that much of a pushback from your fan base that's paying for this game.
Right.
And by the way, these games come out every single fucking year.
Right.
So next year, they're
I just thanked you in the chat, Pickle.
Yeah, next year, they're going to expect you to spend the same amount
just
of
in case
money.
you want to pop that up, though, you don't have to. But
yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I'm hopeful about Bryce. But when it comes to Bryce, I don't even want to make a prediction. Like, bro, just ball the fuck out, please. Like, at this point, please. Like, I hate to be the one that is like the logical, rational guy, just keeps it real. Like, he has not lived up to expectations. I'm sorry, he has. Well, and I don't want to keep fucking saying that every single year.
Who has Bryce?
Bryce.
Nah, this is it. I completely agree. This is it, y'all.
I agree, and I think a lot of it, and maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of people, when we drafted Bryce, we traded up. There was already controversy about picking him, and a lot of people wanted him to be this person that he was incapable of being. It just was. He's just incapable of doing that. And Cam Newton, y'all know what kind of sad quarterback Cam Newton would have been his rookie year if they said, no running, you stand in the pocket, and you don't move, like they did Michael Vick early in his career. You know what I'm saying? It's just don't fit. But I agree with y'all. This is it. But I think this is it about a lot of different players on his team. But anyway.
So,
it's
for me.
I have a question for the panel then. Yeah, I have a question for the panel.
Yeah, sure.
So let's say he is 17 or 15 to 20, ranked 15 to 20. Let's say he has a similar year as he did last year. I mean, I really I love you guys. I really don't want to argue, dude. But I just don't understand sometimes when you guys in years past have said why we drafting a rookie. Our team isn't ready. But then now the mindset is we built the team, and I don't want to draft a rookie either. So how would you guys not be I mean, I don't think it has to be one or
That's
the
a
other.
good point.
I think if
Uh,
you've got like a
Hold on,
17th
let him
ranked
finish.
if you got a 17th ranked quarterback in the league we're about to pay, what's the harm in drafting a second day quarterback?
uh,
If you believe in him, of
Well, we're
course.
talking.
I'm not saying all second day quarterbacks are good, but what's the harm in bringing up a guy who you can also develop and then maybe even challenge down the road? And
Well,
would you
there's
do it if he was 17th?
Yeah, go ahead.
no. Okay, so the way like I interpreted that question before was like when like Cody was talking when asking me like I thought we were talking top 5 because or top 10 quarterback because to me if the success of the team if we had take another step they're not going to do that right because that means Bryce was somewhat part of the solution. If you're talking day 2 guy, that's a whole different thing because that's just a complete like kind of, if we really like this guy, we'll take him here. But again, he's like a second or third round pick. That's a whole different story. I'd be fine with that. My whole thing is just like, I just don't want to abandon ship from this guy. If he, let's say, like he ends up being like the 16th best guy, which is like kind of in that Bo Nix, like, that kind of tier, which is still a good quarterback. But like, if you abandon that, and like the whole messaging of like, oh well, this roster is ready now. I just personally, this is just my thing. The way I interpret it is that there's probably going to be growing pains with the rookie when you have a roster that's like this, ready, starting to be able to ready to win. So overall, I just don't want to give up on him, and then we jump from like 16th ranked QB play to like 27th, and then we're kind of just like, shoot, did we screw this up? Like now we got to wait a year or two, like for this to give this rookie grace. And it just feels like we're restarting this whole 4-year period with Bryce. So I don't know. That was a lot, but I
So I
hope.
guess so I guess what you're saying
if
is if you've got mid Bryce but great performance elsewhere, you'd rather keep going and than
Well,
take a step
well,
back.
you know what I would do, Christian? This is just my take. What I would do, I don't know if Dan would do this yet, but what I would do is when one of the really good guys gets on the market, I'd trade assets and get that guy with the roster you're already building. That's what I would try to do. But the
if
thing is,
What guys are those? Because none of those guys are going to be available.
I'm
Nobody's
saying,
letting them go. You're
saying
not going to be
if
in that situation.
you don't know that though,
But
100%.
but
Wait,
hold on. Let's
At one point in,
this could be an easy exercise. Matt Stafford's about to be out the door. Okay,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get him.
no,
Sam
I'm
Darnold.
not talking about. I'm talking about. There's always theoretically quarterbacks like that getting traded. Like you said, Matt Stafford got flipped a couple years
I
ago.
I I,
Deshaun Watson at that time was that guy.
I,
Obviously,
uh,
it didn't
I get
work
what you're
out.
saying, but hold on. Just
uh,
just talk to me. Listen. So those type of guys are either gonna pretty much die where they're at with the franchise because they're not letting them go, or they're so old they've already accomplished so much they're going out the door already. They're not staying in it. For all those kind of guys that you're talking about have already pretty much have left the stable, or they're going to be wherever they're at for a very long time. Like people are not just letting go good quarterbacks. It just doesn't happen like that. Like it doesn't. Like you're not, or you're going to get the tail end of somebody who's at the end of their career who might have a little bit in their tank, uh, aka
Sam,
Sam Darnold, but that ain't gonna happen. So like, I mean not Sam Darnold, but like the Red Rifle. That scenario is so hard to like predict, and then if you take in the money into consideration, that's even worse. That's gonna hurt you even more because they're not
I,
getting paid just any type of money if you're gonna pay for that type of one of those guys. So I mean, I don't know when
I want to speak with you though.
I agree
But
with
you're gonna have to pay if your quarterback's good. You're gonna have to pay him anyways. So it's
Like
like,
at the end of the day, if you walk away from somebody who's just mediocre and you got all the pieces around him, which would help him speed up his production and football IQ. I mean, what are you losing? You're not losing
I'm
anything.
not
You're getting
saying I'm not it, but again, like clearly there's people in this fan base that feel different ways about Bryce Young. Like
Right.
if we finish, let's say hypothetically we fund he improves a little bit statistically, but we're wild card exit again. Does the front office look at that and say that's our ceiling with Bryce Young, or do we have because now we have to pay him? So it's like this roster we have, all the core guys we've signed, we've extended, we brought in. That's your core with Bryce Young for the foreseeable future. Like, do you just keep running it back with him? Like after so basically, let's say hypothetically, 2 out of the 4 years of Bryce Young, you made the playoffs twice and you're a wild card exit twice. Like, does the front office look at that and say we're fine with that?
I
Uh,
think
If
I think
Bryce
you have to
Young,
compare to other guys that came out after him and with him at the same time, and then you kind of and what he does on the field, you kind of put yourself like, okay, what do we really want? It's gonna be a hard decision either way, but I mean,
Well, I'm asking.
y'all
I'm
I'll
know what I'm
ask you
saying.
that. Like, what do you think? What? Because to me, I'm
I
fine
he's playing out
drafting a rookie, but
if he does that, he's playing out
uh,
that
but
last year of
but
his 5th year option. I
I
have to see it
but
disagree.
again.
let's
Quarterbacks don't
let's
quarterbacks
You
don't
said
play out 5th year option.
no. I know you asked me
Quarterbacks
what
don't.
I would do. I was saying that's
you
what I still got you on the contract.
yeah, Sam
I mean,
Darnold.
Quar-
that
so
that that's the
yeah,
conflict that a lot of people are having is when when they think about when they don't think to draft, because I don't think Canales is going to draft. I don't think Dan Moore is going to draft a quarterback unless we're so far up. But even then, if you look at the quarterbacks in the draft, there ain't but a few selected to go high enough that you're going to be, and that's more from Oregon and the kid from Texas, the Manning kid from Texas, even if he comes out. So
Like
if you
five.
bypass them two, they may not be a quarterback worthy. That's I don't say not, but that's probably worthy to be selected in the top 10. All that being said, uh, Canales has Canales has made is at where he's at by selecting or by training low guys. Like when Geno Smith left the Jets and ended up with Seattle, he was a third string quarterback for a few years. And then he went to Tampa, and Tom Brady retired, and all of a sudden he has, well, I mean, when he got to Tampa the same year that they brought Baker down in there. So, and Baker's going to, unless things change, Baker hit free agency at the end of this season. I
I don't want to fuck with
Canales,
Baker.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
gonna
people
do
don't like that
It,
idea, and I don't either. But
bring him
Then I
back.
just
No,
if you're looking,
then I just
if
if
realized
if you're looking,
Canales has a history with
yes,
Baker
exactly.
Mayfield.
If you
Dude,
look
he
at
wouldn't
top
do it.
level
He wouldn't do it.
quarterbacks,
I,
no.
if you're
Baker's
looking to
bottoms.
the Panthers to go out and get a top
Yeah.
level quarterback, free agent quarterback, you're going to be mistaken.
I think y'all
They
putting
they
I,
you really are. They're
too
going to
much
go
on
after
Baker,
this
Canales.
Baker.
guy
Can
that Canales in his
Canales don't
head
write the checks,
thinks.
Pickle. Canales don't write the checks. David Tepper
You're right.
will
You're
overrule
absolutely
can
right.
overrule at any time. And this draft,
And
I don't usually say this, Pickle, but this draft is QB heavy. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
it
there is
is.
All
some
right,
it,
studs
It
coming
is.
I'm
out.
how,
but I'm sorry. If we're gonna
but
do this
you
again,
don't bring him
Wait,
in.
hold on, one
To,
at a time, one at
no,
a time.
the Temper did that before and it fucked up. He
I know,
himself
but
said it fucked up. I don't think Temper's going to go out and override everybody before. Like Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan said the same thing, and in the end, he didn't draft a quarterback.
can I just
Yeah,
say
go
this?
ahead. Yeah, Anthony and then Jake.
All right, so like I get what everyone's saying here. The first thing I'll say is if we're gonna see, here's the problem. If Canales is never gonna, and obviously we don't know how the season's gonna go. If it went hypothetically bad, I think he would have some burden on him just because he's the head coach and just because he gave away the play calling. If the offense is bad, it's ultimately going to fall on him. But if we're going to do this,
He's breaking
Hey,
up.
you're breaking up. You're breaking
Dan,
up, Anthony.
Dan listens. Dan listens to Dave a lot. Yeah, just cause y'all don't fit the narrative in your tight little pocket, Dave don't make decisions. You're right. Dave don't technically make the decisions, but like it or not, Dan does listen to Dave, and so does David Tepper.
There ain't no good veterans
I'm
that's
back.
gonna be available next year.
It don't have to be a
We
good
don't
one.
know that, though. We
You're
don't know.
misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Time out. Let me
I'm
ask a
saying
question.
Kenny Pickett.
Let me
I'm
ask a
saying
question.
Deshaun
Wait,
Watson.
Cody, can I finish my statement?
Yeah, but you were breaking
Deshaun
up.
Watson, not Paul.
Finish your statement, and then I want to ask a question to everyone.
Okay, because this is a good. All I was saying was like, if we're not gonna let, if we're simply just not gonna let, however it goes, if you move on from, okay, all right. So like, obviously the NFL over the past 7 years, right? Besides for Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and Stafford, right? But he wasn't considered like that type of guy yet, in my opinion. But like the NFL to me is the key to winning now is you build a strong roster with a quarterback that can do just enough. And to me, if we're willing to move off of that with Bryce, like let's say he is good, he plays good in the playoffs. If we make it, like if we move off of that and then don't even let Canales draft his own guy because Tepper intervenes again, it's like, well, why is Canales even here at that point? Like,
I
there's
agree
just
with
so
that.
many. There's just so many. Like, what the fucks? Like, it's almost like you're kind of doing yourself a disservice at that point. So to me, it's like either if you think this quarterback's going to be better than Bryce, then do what you got to do. But if not, then just stay pat with Bryce. You might as well. Going after Baker Mayfield's not going to play here. And as much as like I think he's better than Bryce right now, I think Baker is just, and obviously I'm a Baker guy. I've always have been. I think he's just empty calories in the regular season. He'll put up monster stats in the regular season, but ultimately he doesn't have a proven track record of doing anything in the playoffs either.
Dak
So
Prescott
like
2.0.
yeah. So you're pretty much like, honestly, man, your best bet may just be to continue to build the roster, continue to draft well, honestly, and just ride it out and see how far you can get. Because like they're like if Pop is to believe there's never going to be an upgrade over Bryce available, then I'm almost at the point where it's like we should probably stop giving Bryce so much shit. If no one can come up with a solution that's better than him, that's just my thing.
All right,
Go ahead.
let me let Jake go, and then I want to go on something Pop said, and I want to put forth a potential scenario that I don't hear put up enough. Go ahead, Jake.
I just want to say this real quick. Like, if Bryce Young improves stat wise, we make it back to playoffs, even if it's a first round exit, he is getting re-signed. He's getting an extension. He's getting another contract. As simple as that. We are trying to build like what the Seattle Seahawks are doing. And if they see Bryce Young improve, we make it back to playoffs, and they just say, hey, we'll let you go down the road. We're going to draft somebody. That means they don't trust us drafting more players around for Bryce Young. They don't trust us making a team like what Seattle Seahawks did with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold did. Who I don't even think's worth a loaf of fucking bread. Honestly, I don't think he's a good quarterback. I really don't. I don't care.
He led the league in turnovers last year.
So that's what I'm saying. If Bryce Young improves, we make it back to playoffs. I don't care if it's a first round exit. They're going to extend him. They should extend him at that point because you see worser teams out there sticking with what the hell they got. And if Bryce Young improves and we make it back to the playoffs, he deserves to get another contract. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. To him, anybody else out there that hates that, well, too bad. That's all I gotta say to you.
All right, so look, this is my question, and it sort of goes along with what Pop was saying, right? If there is no, like, okay, let's say that there is no free agent quarterback that we like available, like the rest of the panel is saying. However, let's say that we do end up having a very high pick. Let's just say anywhere in the top 5 where you know there is going to be a damn good quarterback. Do you think it's at all possible, because Pickle keeps on saying Dave Canales does not want to develop a rookie quarterback? Well, okay then. What's the possibility that if the Panthers do have a high draft pick, that they go to a Cincinnati Bengals, that they go to a Los Angeles Chargers and say, hey, we will give you our top pick for you to draft a quarterback if you let us have, insert quarterback here, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, whatever.
That's a great question.
What are the chances that the Panthers could trade that pick to go and get a ready-made quarterback if Bryce isn't the answer? Is that just some Madden bullshit, or could this actually happen?
Well, obviously, you probably have to attach other picks as well, obviously. But yeah, like that's. Oh, go ahead, Cody.
No, I said, of course. It would.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a one for one. You wouldn't be able to do your first overall pick or whatever it is for that player. You wouldn't be able to do
and that's why I'm telling people, like, I get. By the way, guys, Myles Garrett got traded this offseason.
Yeah, anybody can get traded.
Okay, like the league has shown nobody's untouchable, and like the other thing I was gonna say was that's why we don't even know what next offseason holds. Like Joe Burrow, bro was in the press conferences this past year talking about like he's not even happy playing football. Like if the Bengals don't do good, he could be an option. But it's also like this too. And I'll pass the mic. Like, I feel like this front office, they're not fully bought into Bryce yet because he would have been paid. So to me, it's like you're gonna get your answer this year. You're gonna get your answer. Like if we're picking that high or whatever it is, Bryce, they're gonna get their answer because I don't foresee Bryce playing on the franchise tag even if he has a bad year. I think the relationship might end at that point. So I agree. I think that's a good idea. Like that may be something to think about. But I'm also like, man, I don't want to pick in the top 10, dog. Like
I know.
I was like T-Mac was the last cool pick. T-Mac was the last cool pick. After him, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with it. Like,
Put that up on screen, Cody.
For what?
So
I just posted in the chat.
If that scenario happens, Cody,
yeah,
I
and he's a free agent.
I wouldn't be mad at all. If that scenario happened, yeah, I would be cool with that. If that's just how things played out, that's gonna eat up a lot of money. Either way you look at it. So I preferably wouldn't want to go that way. We have a very young team. And what also helps is that they're developing. If I got to push back at Pickle. I know he's been going with that narrative that Canales doesn't want to get a rookie quarterback. He hasn't been in the situation to get a rookie quarterback. So I don't even know how that's even being said. He hasn't been in the situation where he's like, oh, yeah, I want that guy. He's had to pick up everybody else's scraps and play janitor and clean up to help build a culture around here. And then now that self-scout himself come in front of everybody and say, hey, I didn't do the best job I could have done. With that being said, I just think that it's unfair to him as a head coach for him if he gets in a situation where he is able to get his own QB that he shouldn't. So I don't know if that narrative really sets well with me.
I do think that there is a point to that. Like, both of those things could be true. Canales might not want to draft and develop a rookie quarterback. However, it doesn't mean, though, that if the opportunity presents itself with a really good quarterback that Dave Canales feels like would fit his system, then that might not be something that he would want to pass up or even could pass up if everybody else on the team was like, hey, we think that we have an opportunity to upgrade the position here. He might not be ready in 2027, but he'll be someone that we can, build up going forward.
Well, Cody, it's like, well, actions speak louder than words, right? And like, a lot of fans this offseason have seen those clips of Dan saying like, Bryce is our guy, this or that. But like in my opinion, he probably would have been signed. And remember, I reported to you guys, like I heard from someone he did get. They were talking about like the Sam Darnold deal, but again, like to me, I just don't think like. I think this year is going to decide everything. Like if Bryce plays bad, I don't know you can justify passing up better options that could potentially be available to run this back with him. Again, my whole thing is like I get what everyone here is saying. I'm worried that if we do move off of Bryce, like we may not be able to upgrade. That's what I'm worried about. But again, like I could be wrong. I probably will be wrong. Like we've seen these young rookie guys step in with good teams and lead them to the playoffs. So like maybe I'm just, speaking a crock of shit right now. I don't know. But it's a hard conversation. Like in my opinion, if you had to ask me, I'd go the route like you were talking about. I'd probably trade the pick and leverage it to someone else for one of their guys. Like Jalen Hurts has no more guaranteed money on his deal after this year. Who knows? Like there's a ton of guys that
I would not be happy.
I'm not saying
At least he
I
stays healthy.
hear you.
I'm just saying.
But also, and one more thing, pick one, I'll let you wrap. If that were to happen, that scenario where we're picking in the tops, top 5 or whatever, you also have to believe that if you're going to trade for whatever, insert Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, whoever the fuck it is, right? That you're that quarterback away from being good. So that would mean that you felt like Bryce was what was holding you back this season to even put you picking in the top 5 or whatever it would be, right? You would have to feel like if you went and got a quarterback of the future to pair with Canales, that would be what would push you over the edge. And that's also asking a lot too. I'm just putting forth scenarios because to me, like there's a lot of different ways that you can look at this, and to me, none of them are absolute.
Well, if you're picking top 5, Bryce has to be some of the reason you're picking top 5, unless the whole roster, unless we just have a year where the whole roster gets injured and we're just running out third strings every week, and we're kind of just like, well, we're just gonna have to, this was kind of a throwaway year. But I don't foresee that happening. Like, again, Bryce went 8-8 as a starter last year. He was literally the perfect representation of how the team was last year. If he improves, the team is going to improve naturally. So I think like people are saying like the biggest swing of this team is the defense and feeling like we finally have a really strong unit. And while I tend to agree, I still think Bryce is the biggest swing factor in any of this.
No, yeah, for sure.
He's the X factor. I agree with what Andrew said. He's definitely the X factor on offense. And I'd actually argue this. I think Jalen Phillips is our X factor on defense, even though he's our free agent acquisition that we just picked up. I mean, he is going to be the guy that puts the pressure on the opposing quarterback the most. I mean that he's our $120 million man. But when it came back to the quarterback, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, I like both of those guys, especially Joe Burrow. But you got to think both them guys have one thing in common that's not good to be in common with. Injury concerns. Both of them guys. They are constantly injured. They're great quarterbacks, but if they're not on the field, I mean, what do you got? You just got a name on the bench. Hurt multiple weeks. I don't want neither one of them guys. I just don't, because both of them guys, you can't count on them to stay healthy. You just cannot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man. Yeah, go ahead, Pickle.
Yeah, I just want to say the reason why I say that about Canales is because I've heard him say it. I've heard him reference the fact that when you draft a quarterback, you have to train him to read defense. You have to train him, and you have to hope that he's as accurate and as mobile, and you go through a lot of rookie mistakes. Canales said he doesn't want that. Now, personally, I think it's cheaper and it would be better to draft a quarterback. I really would, because it would be 100% better. And if that's what Canales wants, fine. But let's be real, and we said it earlier in the show. If we were drafting top 5, Canales probably won't be here. and that's just fact. So all this talk may be for
I don't
nothing.
think Canales on the hot seat if we went 5 because
I
after him giving up the play calling, he's taking some of the shots off of him.
well, I mean,
If
and
he
I
leaves that
understand.
locker room,
I
he'll be a
understand
target.
people. I
Well, it can go
understand that
both
people
ways, though.
have. I understand people have this coach
Just
get their
saying.
own guy. A lot of coaches don't want their own guy. That they don't have a desire. Unless I, I think that's more of a fan wish of a coach get their own guy, and less than a coach. You said more coaches got their own guy, and it never worked out. That's just fact.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like, but to the point. Oh, go ahead, Christian.
I mean, there
I'm
is a
just gonna say,
possibility. There is a possibility in a few years, CJ Stroud. There may be a possibility of next year CJ Stroud is available to be traded.
Oh,
That's
shit.
just fact.
I
Full
just know
circle.
that
Go ahead,
in the
Christian.
history of the NFL, man, whenever you look at perennial contenders, dude, like I just can't think of any perennial contenders that didn't have their franchise quarterback. So I think that if you don't have yours, if all you have is a mid guy, like you have to at least be striving to try and get him, even if it means getting a backup to develop. That's just always been my opinion. I think, but that's all I'm going to say on that right now.
There's been outliers for sure over the years. I mean I can agree with that. I also just the whole thing about Canales not being on the hot seat because the play calling isn't his anymore. I mean the offense was 27th overall last year. If the offense is bad again this year, then this may just be a system problem. I don't know. So those are things to think about. I just don't think if we were to pick in top 5 that everyone goes unscathed but Bryce Young. Like to me, that's just ludicrous. I don't
I
agree
agree,
with that.
Anthony.
The fact
100%.
that
I agree to
Nilo
that.
the fact that Nilo won Rookie of the Year with that hot dog water offense that we have is, man, somebody pat that man on the back. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
and that's why I'm optimistic because I don't see the offense being that inconsistent this year. Like there's
It,
so
it,
much room to grow on offense.
All right, hold on.
let's
Let me just say one thing, and then I got to introduce somebody new in the show. To me, we also have to remember the defense is a major part of this question. Out of when you go and get Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips, and Ejiro Rivero has been here longer than anyone on this coaching staff. So to me, I think if we're also picking very high in the 27 draft, I think defense also has to be one of the main factors as to why we're there. But just keep that in consideration. Let me welcome in Chooks back on the free for all. Chooks, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Been a long time.
Yes, sir. How you been, man?
Good.
Good to hear, man. Jump in on the convo. You been listening?
Yeah. I feel like in a sense where I don't feel like in the sense that people are forgetting why Dave Canales was hired. He was hired to, let's just face it, fix Bryce Young. He was, in a sense, I don't see a world where Bryce Young does bad, the team does bad, and Dave Canales still has a job. That doesn't exist. That world does not exist. I can guarantee that they're both gone. And we can even look at the stats even more of why this team was 8-9. It wasn't because of the defense. It was the offense's inconsistency. Evero, as you remember last year, everyone was shitting on Evero in the playoff game and where he did not perform. If you look back in the year into totality, Evero did his job. The people were injured from the worst defense in the history of the NFL. Then Dan Morgan did not fire him because they would not be fair and would not be logically fair. He got a healthy people and, in a sense, went to a statistically the worst defense to middle of the pack. That's how we
No
went to the
pass rush, no
playoffs.
linebackers.
No pass rush, no linebackers, and got to the middle of defense.
And he got an extension that they would keep a job. So if that's the same concept,
I don't think Pop. He didn't get it. Wait, Pop, don't tell lies. He got an extension after the fact that everyone was hurt on defense and he was last. And Dan Morgan said, "Okay,
Yeah,
I'll give you
he
a
got an
chance."
extension. That's what I said. He got an extension after that worst defense
It,
ever.
Yes,
it
because
it's a
All
lot.
right,
It's a lot easier. Hold on, Pickle.
let's
It's a
He
lot.
did.
Real quick. It's a lot. That's my thing, though. There's expectations now. The year Canales and Evero and Morgan, they've had 2 years, now 3 off seasons to build their team the way they want it, kind of. The expectations of just we weren't expected to be good this year. There's gonna be stakes. There's gonna be things that are going to change. Like the way Dan's talk about this team now, like we expect to go to the playoffs. Like that wasn't his expectation last year. So it's like
They said it they said it before the season started. I remember Thomas Davis sitting there like, yes, this team, Super Bowl bound. I remember all them guys saying that
who said
before
that?
last year before the season started.
They
The,
said
the
Super
year
Bowl.
before.
oh no, Dan
They said
Morgan is
Super
a
Bowl
pretty
bound.
Dan
The year
Morgan is
before
open. Go ahead.
the year before, I literally seen Thomas Davis with others talking about, oh yeah, this team was ready, this, that, and other. And they all the guys were right behind them, backing up players too, before we had that terrible season.
Which year was
With
that?
the worst that was the same year of the worst defense ever. I remember vividly.
To me,
Thomas
that's just
Davis,
gloating. That's just
22.
straight like he's trying to put.
Hey,
Jonathan Stewart,
they all have.
and Thomas Davis. They do that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not
What
Jonathan
gonna
what
bury
they're
Stewart.
the
doing this
team.
season?
But where did
Yeah,
hold on? But where do they get
that's
those
their mantra.
expectations from? If they're in the building, they're getting it from the staff.
Or they no, not if you
I
listen
just
to a
think
Dan Morgan
Oh,
press
okay.
I just
conference.
think
With,
they're trying to
Wait,
be
hold on. Wait.
overconfident.
Okay.
Let me defend Pop a little bit. Y'all remember when Adam Thielen came here? What did
Yeah,
he
I do.
say?
He said
He
that.
said
He said
that
he
was
said
before
that we
though.
felt like we were going to be a Super Bowl contender. So
That
He
was
remember,
with
wasn't drug
Frank Reich
tested
for,
though.
either.
I know, but remember,
Most teams.
That was
hold
before he
on,
got.
hold on.
Thank you,
For
Cody.
a lot of these years, they thought that this team was way closer to the end goal than they
Thank you,
were.
Cody.
But
Thank
that's
you,
not.
Cody.
But that's not in correlation to what Dan Morgan has openly said on press conferences, though. That's what we're talking about. He
But yeah, but
openly.
Dan's going to be a little more reserved when talking
This is
about
why I
that
never
stuff
listened
than
to
Cody.
Well,
them.
we do.
no, but that's contradictory because because people are saying, oh, where are these guys getting their information from? One, they're longtime Panthers, and two, Dan last season and the year before said like he basically said so much like, we don't know if this is a playoff team. I agree with you. The Frank Reich, Adam Thielen shit that was different, but also that was Scott Fitter. That was Scott Fitter, like selling us that bullshit with the
Let me
roster
Yes,
and
let
yes,
me
it
quarterback.
ask you
was.
this.
It,
Let me ask
it
you this.
was.
Is this a player-led team?
I mean,
Uh,
It
according
is.
to Canales, it is.
It is, right? So when you hear players say it, then that's what you got to take it from the players.
But what are the
So
players
when
supposed to say though? What else are
I'm
they
But
supposed to
Yeah,
say?
but we're gonna have
all,
nobody,
all,
hold on.
all,
Nobody's
at
stuff.
least
We
at least
suck.
Nobody's stuff
50
of
other
Like
hold on,
teams,
God,
hold on. No,
don't
no, no, no,
at
no,
expect.
no,
least
no.
50 other teams
Don't
in the
twist
league
it.
said the same
Nobody's
thing.
stuff of Mike in their face and say, "Are y'all Super Bowl ready?" They're voluntarily saying it's their own. This is how they feel in the building.
That's how
Oh,
you build confidence,
but
though. That's not in correlation to
I
the
mean,
How is
I
the
mean,
president.
the,
build
the
what?
same,
confidence about
the
saying
same,
I'm
the
about to
same
be go to
players are saying that right now. The
Yeah,
same
that
players are screaming they're going to the Super
go.
Bowl. The Falcons players
The
are getting
Cardinals
up there
pop,
saying
pop,
they're going
pop,
to the
There,
Super
there's
Pickles
Bowl.
not
pop,
This
pop, pop.
happens in every team
It's
across
in
the
every
league.
yeah,
sport. Every
that's
there's
complete.
not
That's just how it works.
they're not
well,
gonna- there's
I hear
let
it
me
on
get, let
XM
me,
radio a lot.
well, let me get
Eh,
Jacob. Let
there's
me get
not gonna
Jacob.
be a player that's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna lose this game.
No, they're not going to come out and
There's
say,
not
"Well, if we win 10 games, we'll be lucky." They're not going to come out and
like
say that.
I mean, literally,
I
like
played
it's.
sports.
But
But
this
come
is
on, like there was games that I knew we was gonna lose, but I didn't say we was gonna lose that
yeah.
game. You
You
can't do it.
can't do
You
that. You
cannot do
can't
that.
do that. And
The
like I'm
hell
just
no.
talking in correlation between what the president of football operations is saying as opposed to the players. Okay? Like when Dan gets on the podium at the end of this when free agency wraps up and the draft he's like, "Yeah, no, we expect to go to the playoffs now, you know?" In correlation to like the previous 2 years with pretty much saying like well, like all these we don't knows. Like he's basically telling the fans, and the fans should know that though. Like that's the one thing I've had kind of an issue with over the years. And I know we like to stay optimistic, but sometimes you can just tell when a team has a good roster and they can legitimately compete. To me, 2024, whoever thought we were competing that year, I don't know what to tell you. We traded our best players, and players left us that offseason. 2023, I can give you some slack for maybe buying the QB we're away, but no, not with that receiving core. I wasn't buying it.
Well,
I just think
also remember that a lot of those receiving core guys, yeah, we may not have thought that they were that great, but I do think a lot of the people looked at the upside of a Terrace Marshall Jr. They looked at Adam Thielen. They looked at some of those guys and said, they may not be big names, but they can get down the field if we want to have a downfield attack. And, they were wrong, obviously. The offensive line was shit. The defense. They gave Ejiro Evero another year, even after they had the worst statistical defense ever, just because Derek Brown was injured in the first game of the season. Like, that's how important
Cody,
Derek Brown is
don't
to
tell
this
lies.
team.
no, Derek Brown.
No
Derek
fucking lie. That is 100% the truth.
Cody,
If Derek
everyone
Brown,
was injured, not just
if Derek Brown was available throughout the entirety of that season, there was no way that Ejiro Evero kept his job after that season.
Yeah, Derek Brown.
I agree to that.
Derek Brown is legitimately a top 2 defensive tackle. Like, it's I have to agree with this because I watched his film. Like, he legitimately was the only reason our run defense came back down to earth last year. Like, that's how good he is. That's how good he is.
It really annoys me that Panthers fans like you don't realize the significance of Derek Brown. He's injured. We're the worst defense in the league. He comes back.
I just said that.
Who
are you talking to?
No, I'm not talking about Ant. I'm not talking about Ant. I'm talking about in a sense where people don't realize his worth.
Yeah,
and he got put back in a sense because Evero got put back in his place. He got an extension because how can you fire a man when everyone else was injured? Not just Derek Brown. The whole defense was injured. I watched the last game of that season. They were XFL players as linebackers.
I would have fired his ass.
Oh my gosh! I remember the last game.
I'd have fired him before
wasn't it Evero that wanted the sheriff, the marshal? Wasn't it Evero that wanted that linebacker?
Evero got almost every single player in the draft that he wanted.
He wanted
it. Including, yep, and DJ Johnson.
DJ Johnson.
Yep, that we
But aren't you guys seeing like that is starting to change? Like, yes. Devin Lloyd this offseason, I watched the interview that he said he's never played in this type of system before. That tells me Dan Morgan is starting to just bring in good players. He doesn't give a fuck what Evero's saying.
Yes. Cody, if the defense is bad, all tables off. You got it, bro. Fire his ass.
There's too much. There's way too much talent on this defense. There's way too much talent on this defense now.
I think it's a top 10 defense, personally.
I do too.
So let me ask you this, Anthony. You just said you believe it's going to be a top 10 defense. So that tells me that you believe there ain't that really many pieces that you're missing on defense, right? What are we missing on offense other than a running back? And
we're missing a tight end. Even though we don't use it, whatever. We don't use
a tight end, so we ain't missing no tight ends because we ain't even using tight ends. So I don't want to talk about tight ends because we don't. Canales offense doesn't use tight ends like that. We just don't. So that's just that. What do we really missing? Well, he comes from the same play caller. Like it started with Darren Bevel. It's moved down to Canales, who's his predecessor. Now that Brad is it. They don't use tight ends like that. Like they just don't. If you're only missing a running back, and you're only probably missing on defense, is probably you really need another linebacker to go beside Devin Lloyd. What are you really missing in? It's pretty obvious.
Can I answer that?
If you're gonna say quarterback, then that's the exact reason why we were just having a discussion about this situation. But like again, if you want to get a new quarterback, just make sure he's better than Bryce Young. I'm all for full.
It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard.
I'm all for it, but just I gotta see the better option first.
I'm really tired of this fucking talk.
I don't.
This is the season. I'm really fucking tired of this talk.
I'm right there with you
I
too.
agree with you,
I'm right
Let's
there
move
with
on
you,
on
brother.
that.
Is
This
I'm tired of it
Tony,
too. And
Pop, after this season, just shut up. If he balls out, shut the hell up. If he
All right, but how
fails,
about
I'll
this?
shut the
If he
hell up.
doesn't ball out, then you have to shut the hell
I'll
up.
shut up. I'll
Because
shut up.
we have been saying
This
forever
is the final
that
season.
Bryce Young has not lived up to the standard that he
Yes.
was drafted to be thus far.
he hasn't. He
And
hasn't.
we're not
But he
bad
wants us to shut
fans
up.
for saying the truth.
I will shut up too because this is enough.
I'm going to be
Enough
honest.
is enough. I'll shut
I'm
up.
going to be
Hey,
honest.
If he's
I got to
bad,
give
I'll
credit.
shut the fuck up.
If the truth hurts,
No, it's not the
that's
truth.
yeah,
We keep
like,
on
it is the
talking
truth.
about
We're
it.
fans here, bro.
Excuse me.
We want
We keep
our
on
team
talking
to
about
be
it.
good.
Even Anthony said he has to agree.
I agree.
No, I said no. I said move on, bro. I don't
Yes,
think
move
Bryce
on.
Young is
No,
as bad as
Anthony, you didn't let me finish. I said even Anthony agreed that he hasn't lived up to expectations.
But
I agree.
okay.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest.
Hold on. But Chuk is telling us to shut up because he's tired of us talking about the situation about the truth. That
No,
doesn't make sense.
you didn't know. Pop, stop taking my shit, my
Okay, well,
words,
walk
and
it
then
back
use it
then.
as
Let
it
me
is.
hear you.
I said after this season, if he sucks, I need to shut the fuck up. If he balls out, y'all need to shut the fuck up.
We all
We
would
can
then,
talk
wouldn't we?
about. We'll
We
all
all
talk about
would.
something else.
Can I just say something
Because
to you?
You know what?
Can I just say
If he balls
something?
out,
because
we'll have a
your
whole show of
podcast,
me
excuse
shutting
me,
the
excuse me,
fuck
hold
up.
on.
Let me.
No. Twan, on your pop.
there's
on
other
your
people in
podcast,
here in this chat
on
room
your
I want to
besides
get
three
Chris.
people.
I want to get.
Hold on,
I mean,
listen,
there's
for
other
example,
people in here besides y'all.
Let me
I
give
know.
you
I
an
want to get
example.
Christian in here
Let
too.
me give you an example where I mean
Now,
shut up.
Chooks, let everybody else talk a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, all right, Christian. Christian next. Go ahead, Christian.
Oh no, I already said, dude. I said if he balls out, we'll have a whole show of me shutting the fuck up.
I just
like my last thing. If it's me or if it's Pop or if it's whoever the hell it is, like we're not sitting here wanting Bryce Young to fail.
And
No,
Cody, he didn't say shit when he passed the.
Everyone wants him to be really fucking good.
Well,
you don't
Cody,
have one bit of evidence of me asking Bryce Young or wanting Bryce Young to fail. You have no evidence for that. You're just saying that to make yourself sound good. And
No,
it don't
Cody,
mean,
because
it don't mean a goddamn
I've
thing.
never said that either.
Excuse me. When he had the franchise record, you gave a golf clap like, good job. Way to go. When he failed, you wrote a fucking 10-page essay on what quarterbacks we can have on Twitter.
What you want me to do is suck on his fucking balls? I said that you played.
Excuse me.
I said
Cody,
that you fucking played well.
Drop the rock.
Now you're pushing the goal. Now you're moving the goalpost.
Well.
Now you're
You
moving
can't
the
knock the rock.
goalpost.
The guy involved in the argument is the guy.
You're moving the goalpost.
It is officially summer.
Slur.
I'm not moving the goalpost, bro.
I'm tired of being quiet.
He's done more good than bad.
It's not all about Bryce, but yet there's a large part of this fan base. It's all about Bryce. Okay, everybody wants to say it's all Bryce.
I want to see my team succeed.
Yes, hold on.
We all do.
Everybody. But the problem is, if you go out there and play a game, the quarterback throws 2 interceptions, all of a sudden Bryce is the worst quarterback known to man. I've heard people say that. Now, then of course you actually look at the game and you realize he threw them 2 interceptions because the receiver, instead of catching the ball, he bounced it up to make it whoever can catch it moment. And the second interception is because the receiver ran the wrong route. Now, that being said, I'm not saying Bryce has no blame by any means. Is he a good quarterback? No, not really. He's an all right quarterback. Will I pay him 30, 40 million a year?
Really.
You're damn right I would not. But I'm not going to set up all day long and scream and say and make every little bit of excuse up. I mean, there are fans out here that will call Bryce on every single thing known to man. Austin Corbett stepped back, stepped on Bryce's foot, and Bryce fumbled the ball when he went down. Now, all that being said, none of that should have happened, but all of a sudden, Bryce Young's fault because he's too slow. Nobody blames Austin Corbett for stepping on his damn foot, but Austin Corbett was re-signed to play center But he shouldn't
You
have
know
been.
why? Because no one
Because he was
expects shit
never
out of
start, he
Austin
was
Corbett.
because he was
That's
never
right.
going to start.
None
with
of those guys are the number one
But
overall pick
that's to my
quarterback
point.
on the team.
No,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that.
It's
To a
not
certain.
fair.
but
It's not, and
that's
it's
the
never
point.
going to be
But that's
fair
the
either.
point. That's the problem. That's the problem because fans are saying he's the number one overall pick. He should automatically be like Joe Burrow. That in itself is foolish thinking because most number one overall picks don't play to that level from their rookie year all the way to their 30th year. It just doesn't happen.
If you want the truth, honestly, like
Brady Bryce Young should have never been a first overall pick.
The point I was
so I'm not going to hold him to a standard that he should have never. I'll be honest with you. We have a lot of first round picks that have never been a first round pick.
If the Carolina Panthers held Bryce Young to that standard to make them draft him number one overall, then why would I not hold him to that same standard? He's the number one overall pick quarterback.
I do quarterback. I hear Cody out, but like, the point I was trying to make is like to pop. I disagree with that. With the whole like, what do we really need on offense? Like the offensive line last year was a train wreck. We only had one. I get folks like Jalen Coker. He's not. He's not. Hold on.
If you're gonna say that, what would they rank overall?
It wasn't a train wreck.
Oh, well, rank.
No. It was injured every. We didn't have. It wasn't the.
How did they perform?
For as injured as we were,
I thought they were pretty average.
We was 14. We was ranked 14 overall.
So
I don't know if
are they grading?
Bryce
Are they grading
only got
Chandler
sacked
Zavala?
25 times.
Are they grading Chandler Zavala
times last year?
Are they grading Chandler Zavala?
It wasn't.
Hold on. My point was like the offense still needs. There's still question marks. Like in my personal opinion, people say like, yeah, we don't even use the tight end. That's still a major, bro. Trust me, in the NFL, you want a vertical threat tight end. Like, not having that piece, that sucks. You know, our running backs, I'm questionable about them. You know, I still have questions about the receiver. But, you know, this whole draft talk, man, like, that's why the hindsight 2020 thing, I get what Cody's saying, but, like, ultimately, no one in that class really moved me. I think both CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are in the same tier. I think they're both mid.
Like, I am just tired.
And everybody else,
and Anthony Richardson fucking blows, bro.
I fucking just tired of situations that every single podcast we talk about when we get the defensive signing of Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips and we get someone says on the podcast, well, what does it matter because we have Bryce Young on our quarterback if we can't score?
What the fuck is that? Podcast. You don't listen to every podcast. My podcast that I do, we don't go down that road. We talk about defense and offense separately. We don't go down that road.
We also do that here too. Oh. We talk about everything over here.
Not every podcast wants to talk about. Maybe you're listening to the wrong podcast.
What I'm saying is this. Everybody's like, oh, but there's so many expectations placed upon Bryce. If you feel that it's unfair, fine. What I'm saying is that the amount of times that he will be given to live up to not only where he was drafted, but to prove that he is the guy that the Panthers are going to pay big money to retain his services, he has basically this year to do it. If he doesn't do it this year, they're for sure going to be bringing in some competition.
Of course.
No.
We'll see. I don't know that they will.
No. Hold on.
We said that before and they don't.
No.
We said that before and they don't. So there ain't no guarantee they're going to this year.
Cody, I'm sorry. If he flops this year, there's no competition.
If he's averaging 150 yards passing per game again this year,
he didn't do. He was averaging 190 last year. That's a little overboard.
Whatever, man. Same ballpark. If we have another game where he's throwing 110 yards and like one touchdown or some shit,
I hear you.
It's not up to par.
No, 100%. I was just gonna say like the whole competition thing. The whole competition thing. No, I don't want to do that. If Bryce Young flops this year, you're replacing him. There is no bullshit competition. Those always they never end good. They never end good. The competitions. We've
But
been
you
through
have
it
him under
before.
contract until
And then Cody,
2027.
You can
do know,
trade him. You can
Cody,
trade him
you
somewhere.
do know that they moved up when the kick return and basically yards are the 300 passing game and the 350-yard passing game. They're not like when Cam Newton was playing. You know that, right? Like
No,
people
I
don't have
understand
300.
that, but that
People
also
don't have
means that it
300 or
was still
350 passing yard
subpar.
games. Like
Yeah,
250
he
and
doesn't have to have
275.
that.
Okay, cool. But like, if you're suspecting Cam Newton numbers, bro, that's not going to happen, bro.
Plus,
With
the
anybody.
NFL's a lot different. Like everyone's running
That's
too
different
high
like that,
shell.
man.
Like everyone's running different coverages. Plus, like, Cam Newton, those quarterbacks don't come out. The Cam Newton in today's NFL would be like the third best quarterback in the league. That's just how the
You're right.
NFL works now.
Yes.
Like the NFL, I'm sorry, the 2010s quarterbacks were miles better than quarterbacks today. That's just how it is. But that's kind of the problem with this market. Again, if you move off of Bryce Young, you have
What's
to get
better?
a better option.
Yes, you
There
have
is
to
no
get better.
there is no what if. There is no we're just going to bank on this guy with developmental trade. Like you need to have a surefire answer because to me, you're just shooting yourselves in the foot with all these guys that chose your organization in free agency and guys that you've drafted. You're shooting themselves in the foot if you go
Exactly.
down a rabbit hole where your quarterback is the one holding you back. Like that's
Exactly.
why I brought up the
That's why
conversation.
CJ Stroud is not paid now. If he didn't shit
Exactly,
the bed in the
because
playoffs, he would have got paid already.
exactly
He would have
because
been
they
not
know
paid.
because they have the best defense, and if he just played average, they probably would have won the Super Bowl. But to the point, like that is why earlier I brought up how does this front office view the ceiling with Bryce Young? If 2 out of 4 let's say we get to the wild card again, but we fall again. If your 4-year career with Bryce Young as a Panther is 2 wild card exits and 2 bad years, you're going to have to evaluate that and like literally go out and see if you can find a better solution. And to me, it's very risky, man. It's very risky. Like I know we all have our difference of opinions of him. I think Bryce Young is like a tier. I think there's about 4 guys in tier 1. I think there's a bunch of guys in tier 2, and I think Bryce Young is tier 3 right now for me.
And
If you
y'all
can't
can give
find
if y'all can give Sam Darnold the same fucking leash, why the fuck y'all can't give the same leash to fucking Bryce Young or other
And
quarterbacks?
and I just like to
Because
use
he
a
was
little bit of
trash here.
example of a team that did that at went let their quarterback go out the way and then moved on from him and actually got worse for 2 years.
Oh, I know who you're gonna say.
The Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns when Baker Mayfield did the same exact thing. They thought, oh well, we can do better than Baker Mayfield.
We can
What
do
happened?
better.
They did not.
Now,
They did not.
how many Browns fans hit the roof and screamed, "We're going to the Super Bowl, sons of bitches"?
Yeah,
I got told that on the phone by family. And when they traded for Deshaun fucking Watson, what the fuck happened?
And now the Browns
can
are in this.
also
They have
right.
this
You can
perpetual
also
QB battles. Like
you
it's
can
hell, man.
also be the Miami Dolphins. You can pay a guy a whole bunch of money that you think is going to be
Kyler Murray
badass,
too.
I'm gonna give you.
and then
okay,
now
you
you're
got
on the
one.
hook for what
That's a point. That's a good
90-something
point.
million, 90-something
Yeah,
million that
that's
they're
why you
paying
That's a
don't
good
to
pay
point.
him.
for
You
not
That's a
don't
great
pay
point.
for
him.
not playing on
I,
the
I,
on.
Cody, that's a great point. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie
not.
to you. I ain't gonna lie
But
to you. That's a great point.
yeah, that's why there's risk
I would not
everywhere.
pay Bryce
I
Young
have
all the money y'all quote.
I have always said, to me, Bryce Young needs to be at least as good as Brock Purdy. Say what you want about Brock Purdy. He runs that offense for the most part to lethal efficiency.
Let me give you a scenario, Cody. Let me ask you a question respectfully. Let's just say in the
Mac
alternate
Jones looked pretty good when he was in there instead.
in the alternate world,
So-
Cody. In the alternate world,
Not
let's
better.
just say Cody. Let's just
Brock
say
Purdy.
Bryce said, "You know what? I'm mid. Let me just not get a raise like other quarterbacks. Let me get paid the middle of the market. Let me get paid what I am, what I deserve to be." Would you be okay with him being on this team and the rest of the team getting improvements?
I mean, yeah, if he's gonna let's hypothetical.
If you're getting to the
if he
playoffs
says,
with them,
if he says, if the market is $50+ million a year for a quarterback, and he says pay me $35 million a year for a 3 or 4 year contract, yeah, man, then you can use all that money to build the rest of the team. And at that point, it's probably more prudent to keep him than it is to replace him and get better quarterback play from a rookie or whoever else you're going to go out and get in the meantime. So maybe, but are you going to tell me that Bryce would be willing to do that?
No,
probably not. Why would you?
I'm not paying Bryce as it currently stands right now, I'm not paying Bryce market value.
That's the reason
I
why
and him
I'm
and
not.
his
I'm not.
agent can
My
go
argument's not
swim the
that.
ocean
My
naked.
argument's
I'm
not
Bryce
that.
not
Young,
paying the
Bryce
market
Young
value.
Bryce Young right now to me is worth the 3-year, $100 million extension. That's the only contract I'd give him. I'd give him because he's going to make 28 next year on the franchise tag. If you give him a raise for
Franchise tag. He's
5
not even
years,
tagged.
or not tagged, sorry, 5th-year option,
Fifth year,
whatever.
fifth
There's
year.
so many terms. But like
It's almost the
that
same
is
deal.
where it's like you can build out the remaining pieces of your team. I think the conversation goes so many different ways. I just don't want to give up on him. Like that's why I keep bringing up the ceiling thing.
See,
If we can find a quarterback that can bring us from instead of the wild card to a potential 50-50 game in the NFC Championship, then we're talking.
see,
But to
this is
me,
this.
we were bad for 7 years before this past season. Like if we're getting to the playoffs with Bryce Young, like I hate using this
See,
term because like I'm a Yankees fan, but like the ownership like that sometimes they're just okay with just getting to the dance. And like I don't think is that way. So I don't think we're in that purgatory of like getting to the playoffs and never doing anything.
I ain't
But
gonna make
I'm
them with
just
the
that's
Dodgers
not
anyways.
purgatory. Purgatory is
no,
7 and
trust me.
9.
No, as a Yankee, okay, I'll stop using them as an example. But I don't know, it's difficult, man. Like I just like from Pop saying there's going to be no options. Like you're kind of you're in a tough spot, man. You really are. I mean, this is kind of how it is. Like it's a tough spot. Like
I,
I'm just worried we could bottom out and then we could be like the Cleveland Browns and then it tanks our season because we're having fucking quarterback competitions 3 weeks before the preseason game
I
because both of our options suck.
I don't think our problem is going to be offense. I'm sorry that a lot of people I think would rather the problem be offense. I think our problem is going to be defense because I'm going to be bluntly honest. We ain't got but one linebacker on this whole fucking
And
roster that's
I've
worth
been
a
you ain't
shit.
telling
wrong.
people.
You're
I've
not
been
wrong.
telling
I
people.
mean, we've all got one fucking linebacker, and he
Okay,
only had one
hold on.
good year to top that shit off.
And that's a
Hold on.
Dan Morgan problem.
But hold on.
That I'll
And
get
and
into in a
and
second.
and no, let me finish. And then let's look at
All
safety.
right, I'll
We
wait
got
5
one
minutes.
freaking safety worth of shit, and he
I
can't
I
cover.
don't know.
Now
I
I'm not
like
talking
Brent.
about the rookies. I'm not talking about the rookies because the rookies ain't played a snap yet. They all might be great superstars, or they all might be. That's
Well,
just how it is
but
for
how do we
rookies.
know a guy like Lee?
You don't. You don't.
You're breaking up, Anthony.
Lee Hunter might show up and be the best defensive tackle in the history of the league,
Wait,
or he might come up and be Vernon Butler.
hold on.
That's fact.
Wait. Let me go with Christian and then Jake. Go ahead, Christian.
So, Pickle Son, what makes you believe that, man? We were mid on defense. Did we or did we not improve at linebacker, at pass rush? Don't
D
we already
tackle
have? Don't yeah. I mean, well, that's a little debatable, but
for the
don't,
future, I think for the
I
future.
don't
don't think
we
it's
have?
debatable.
Don't we have like one of the best cornerback tandems in the league right now? Like what
He
what have
doesn't
you
like
seen
Evero. He doesn't like
that would
Evero.
lead? So okay, but is
I
that
got a
it?
mouth. I know
Because
how
you
to
just
use it.
don't like the 3-4?
No, let me explain this in a nice unpolite fashion. Devin Lloyd, if you look up his stats, he was good last year. He really did. Hit free agency. There's a reason why nobody else offered him the deal we offered him is because they weren't going to overpay for him. He only played one. He only played good 1 year,
Was he a
and even
step up?
Well,
then,
no,
even and let me finish.
the market
Let me
dictated his
finish.
deal. The market. That's how the market went this past. Devin Lloyd's in the top 3 paid linebackers in the league. He's right behind
Okay,
Fred Warner and Roquan Smith.
Well, hold
Like
on. To be fair to Pickle, we had Bob Rose, who is a Saints analyst, on the Tuesday show, and he kind of said the same thing, that the Saints were interested in Devin Lloyd, but then once the money got too high, they topped out because they
that's
were like, it was,
I listened to 5 former NFL GMs, all of them still active in different teams helping them out, and they all said the same thing. Devin Lloyd was a great free agent pickup, but they wouldn't have paid what the Panthers paid for him.
Okay, was he a step down from Christian Roseboom?
oh my god.
Hell no.
no, he's better than
Here's
Lloyd.
that's where I'm getting at.
No, but
What?
again, he's one linebacker, and in
Huh?
a 3-4 defense, you go out with 2. You're telling me how high do you rank Trevent Wallace? Because I don't rank him.
Hey,
You know what?
Yeah, you're more talking about Travell
Roseboom
Wallace
would have been a
than-
better linebacker.
Okay.
And let's go beyond. Let's go beyond Wallace, right? Let's go to Ben Martin Scott. I like the kid a lot, but he's not ready to start, even be a number 2 backup. He ain't even ready to be a number 3 backup.
Both
And
were on the
behind
team
him is
last year.
Claudette Claris, who's been injured more than he's ever been healthy his entire
team
career.
last year.
He comes out and plays a half a game. All of a sudden, he's out 3 games. Why we keep him? Only God knows, because I
They
damn
were
sure
on
don't.
the team last year.
Everybody after
Did
that.
we or did we not?
Yeah,
include?
everybody after that ain't we're talking about.
So
Can I say? Go ahead.
I'm struggling to see where you think that we're going to take a step back right now on defense.
I didn't say a step back.
You just said
sorry,
that would be your concern.
My concern is defense, but you people are acting like we're going to be an improvement. Now, Roseboom had a veteran Ashawn Robinson in front of him. He had a healthy Derek Brown.
If we take
he had Bobby Brown backing him up.
Let me answer the question.
Before the draft, he's saying we don't need a defensive tackle? It's just not making sense, man.
That's Grey Goose is smacking.
The main issue is, you know what the main issue is, Pickle? And it's been my only critique of Dan. He is too obsessed and he won't give up on this 2024 draft class. Because if I was the GM, Trevin would be a backup. Xavier Legette would be a backup right out of when camp starts. JT Sanders never plays, so it's like, and Jonathan Brooks hasn't played. That whole class is utterly terrible right now. Sean Smith-Wade is back.
Every time J.C. Sanders gets on the field, he a lot like Trevant Wallace. He plays 3 snaps and he's out 5 games.
Yeah,
I mean,
to me, that is Dan's biggest problem right now.
You can look at a ranking. You can look at a ranking and say, they're ranked here, and if hypothetically, because I don't know the rankings, but if you say, okay, they're 22, if they get to 21. Then they're better, hot damn. Or if they get to 19, they're better. Great, wonderful. I don't look at it that way.
Hold on. Let me get Jake in here, and then I want to say something about this specifically.
I agree with Ant 100% on that draft class. That draft class was horrible. And don't get me wrong, I do think Dan Morgan, his name's attached to that draft class, and he should be a fault of a lot of them guys. But a lot of them scouts got fired, too, right after that draft class. Yes. I do think he got a lot of bad information from them guys, and that's the reason why they're no longer with us. But, it sucks that we really did have that was horrible.
Well, you know what it is? It's not even, Jake, I'm not hating on him for that class or who he picked. It's just, I wish those spots to me that all those guys are in are holes on the team. The holes that,
running back,
Pop was talking
end.
about her. Yeah, running back, tight end, inside linebacker 2. Like Pickle said, in a 3-4, you don't have 3 linebackers on the field. You have 2. And quite frankly, remember, Trayvon Morg was playing a lot of linebacker in dime last year. Like, that's how bad it got. So it's like those guys, Bryce Young, the play calling in the 2024 class is going to make or break the ceiling.
That's what I was saying. If this 2024 class, Jonathan Brooks, XL, Ja'Tavion Sanders, if they can just pull their weight, we will be an 11-win team. Just be average.
Let me say one more thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Cody. And I've said it on my show. Jake, you probably know where I'm going. I believe, and I'll go on record at this, at the first game of the regular season, Shao Smith-Wade will not be on the roster. Shao Smith-Wade will be cut at the end of preseason.
You think Will Lee will go ahead of him?
No, I think Corey Thornton will take his nickel job.
Yeah, I think
I think Will Lee. Now, as far as I know what you're saying, my friend, I don't understand what you're saying. When you're going into a game and for example, you have 3 top level. For example, I don't remember who the schedule is now, but you're playing a team with 3 good receivers, right?
Yes.
I think you're going to see a lot of plays with J.C. Horn, because he's our most physically gifted corner, is going to line up on the inside while Will Lee lines up on the outside. But as far as your on the depth chart roster nickel guy, you're going to see a lot of Corey Thornton, because Corey Thornton, they've already said Corey Thornton was the starter before he got hurt.
This is what I want to say. Pickle, I understand what you're trying to say about linebacker. The depth is not good. A lot of people do not believe in Travell Wharton. I get that shit. What I'm trying to say is this, though, and people are not talking about it enough. If this defense takes a step backward or just doesn't even advance a lot at all, the egg on Dan Morgan's face is not going to be about inside linebackers. It's going to be Jalen Phillips.
You're right.
Carolina Panthers.
You're 100% right.
The Carolina Panthers.
About that because
hold on. The Carolina Panthers gave Jalen Phillips more money than any player in the history of our organization. Now, before I jump into this, I also agree with Dan Morgan that the future is brighter for Jalen Phillips than what he has done before. But let's put this contract into context. Jalen Phillips has never had a season of over 10 sacks. Jalen Phillips has had multiple injuries throughout the course of his career to the point that he medically retired from football when he was at UCLA. This dude has a laundry list of injuries that have ended lesser men's careers. So that is a one hell of a fucking gamble that Dan Morgan has placed upon Jalen Phillips to basically revamp our entire front seven. That Derek Brown, Nick Scotton, Princely would all get more one-on-one matchups because of the presence of Jalen Phillips. If this year does not produce a markedly better defense than years past, that is where Dan Morgan is wearing the egg on his face for overpaying Jalen Phillips to do something that he did not do here this year and failed to do so pretty much everywhere that he's been when he was, battling with injuries.
I agree. That's why I put Jalen Phillips as my X factor on defense as well. I mean, this team really, how great our defense is going to be largely dependent on Jalen Phillips. It really is.
Right.
And I also say this in the sense that, feeling about the offense. Well, we need XL to succeed. We need him to succeed because we do need XL to have a kind of a sense of renaissance third year because we can't count on Coker to be fully healthy. Okay? We can't count that T-Mac is going to be fully healthy as well. We're going to have to rely on, again, the 2024 class is make or break it. If they can just be average or exceed or be what they need to be, we will win 11 games. If they're not, this hinges on that. That hinges on that. And the pass rush as well. So Nick Scotton needs to step up. Princely, yes, he needs to stop talking. Step up.
You said Jalen Coker, and I kind of agree with you, but I think they wrote the story on that when they extended Coker, and they they drafted Braswell. Now you can say Braswell was a 4th round pick, so you don't necessarily include him. Okay, we can do that. But when you extend Coker, you're automatically saying he's your number 2. So I scared him, didn't I? But
his microphone was fucking up on
right. So I hope Xavier Legette comes out here and balls out. I really do. But to me, and maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm sure if I am, y'all going to tell me all about it. But they've already set up the replacements for Xavier Legette. It's already on the roster.
There's so much.
Just like Charles Smith-Wade, the replacement's already on the roster.
There's so much competition in that room Pickle.
Right.
It's going to be very hard for him to get the reps for him
Right.
to live up
Right.
to that first. It really
Mhm.
he's got a really uphill battle
Right,
this season.
exactly.
He
And
really
then
does.
I like what he's done this offseason. I do. I like what he's routing. I'll tell you something, Cody. And a lot of people don't know this. Is I listen to XM radio a lot, right? And JJ Jansen, yes, our long stopper, often comes in as a host on XM radio. And this week, in particular, he was a host from 11 to 1. And the first hour he had a player guest, and the second hour he had a player guest. And he admitted today that he didn't pick those guys, because if he would have picked them, they'd have been basically a Panther show. And FTM Radio didn't want to do that, so they picked his player guest, and that made it worked out. But he said yesterday, every day this week, I have watched at least 30 Carolina Panther players working out together, and about every wide receiver we have on the roster lining up, and Bryce and Kenny Pickett were the only ones out there throwing the football most of this week. He said now the last couple of days, he said King showed up and he was trying to help him, but or Haynes, I don't remember what he called him, but anyway, I just wanted to say that I thought that was cool. That's the only thing really Panther related he talked about. But I like what Xavier Leggett's doing, but now he has competition. Now he has to fight for his job. Now I'm not saying that he's going to be cut by training camp. That's not what I mean. But let me throw it this way. Earlier we were talking about Trevor E.T., remember? And we were talking about what can he do on the field and all that. And I'll just throw this out there. Jake, we brought this up before and talked about it, but if you're the Panthers and you're trying to make them last-minute roster decisions, and you're going to pick a fourth running back or an extra receiver, and Xavier Leggett has proved, and he can play both as far as he could do returns. Maybe it comes down, maybe that extra roster spot comes down to a fourth running back or Xavier Leggett, who can also play special teams. I think being a returner, I think you're going to see Xavier Leggett actively involved in the return game this year. If you remember, when they benched him, when they removed him from the starter, did not he do returns last year when they removed him from the starter?
He did a couple, not many.
Right.
But that's something we definitely got to get better at, is the return game, because ETN was not it. He was not
exactly.
We need a designated return guy, man. I don't know why Jimmy Horn Jr. wasn't given some looks at that position, man. Pop was kind of talking about it earlier. You have a running back fielding kick returns, like, bro, that shit don't make no sense to me. And you can argue you can even argue that decision was one of the main factors why we lost a playoff game. So it's like I get it.
We've done that a lot, though, Cody.
We have
the running back being our returner in our history. Right, I've never liked it. I've always preferred a wide receiver to be the returner.
But I don't think, it is strictly my opinion, I don't think Canales trusts Jimmy Horn Jr. back there taking hits. I just don't think he does. I don't understand that myself. I think he would do good as a returner. Personally, I agree with you. I think he would prove to the world a lot wrong, and maybe we'll get to see that some this preseason, and actually get to step back and say I told you so. But I don't have an answer for you there. But but I don't believe Dave Canales really wanted to draft Jimmy Horn Jr. because of his size. Because every time Dave Canales, there for a long time, every time he talked about Jimmy Horn Jr., he said, he's so small, I just don't trust him to stay healthy and to take those big hits. And it just boggles my mind, because if I look at him and I look at Trevor Et, they're about the same.
The same height, 5'8". I
They're
mean,
the same
ETN's
height,
5'8".
same weight, same body build, same whatever. I don't see how you can hype one guy and not hype the other guy up. I mean,
I think
maybe
it's
Horn
just
would be better if he switched to running back.
I think it's just preference. But when it came to when you was asking about the extra wide receiver, the extra running back, who would you go
Yeah.
with? I just simply, I've always been this way. I want the best player. Simple as that. I don't care,
Right.
regardless of what position. I just want the best player to make the roster.
Same, man. Same. I'm excited, man. Like, I really do think this year can be a really good year. I'm just expecting a large step forward, man. Because if we don't take it, I want to do something different, man. I want to do something different at quarterback. I want to do something different on defense in terms of the formation that we run. I just want to do something different. But I do like the direction that we're moving, and I'm hoping that either Chris Brazzell pushes Xavier Legette to the point where he takes that position, or Xavier Legette finally lives up to who we've been wanting him to be forever.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I would enjoy so much at the end of this coming season for a bunch of us up there to say, yeah, we admit we were wrong, or argue like hell with everybody and said we never said we were going to suck them. You know, none of this conversation actually happened, but we're here right now, and you know, give a couple weeks into training camp, a lot of us may have a different opinion about something, and that's okay. That really is good or bad. Couple weeks into training camp, you know, I'm just going to caution people. Remember, just because you look good in a non-padded practice, don't mean you're going to look good when the pads come on. Remember how bad Icky looked and how great Princely Yellen looked, and about how he was just like that, and he was a stud. And then the pads went on, the regular season happened, and we said, "Is Princely going to play?" He said, yeah, he's actually been on the field, but he's just not making it. He's not really making decisions on the game. He did later on. He just had to get used to the speed of the game, and he's a third-round pick. That's what happened. But, you know, don't judge these players too early.
Man, it ought to be good. I'm pumped. FanFest is they just put the tickets on sale. I'm still debating if I want to check that out or not. Might see what Tony's up to, see if he wants to come through. I'm just ready for football, man. I'm ready for football. We have less than a month until less than a month until Panthers and Cardinals. And by the way, this is going to be a really interesting preseason to look forward to, because there's a lot of different stories and questions that we're going to be tracking.
We talked about a lot. Pickle knows that. I just hope we
Congratulations, Panther gal. Congratulations. You might be in a different time zone, but you're still Panther gal, and you can join my podcast or Cody's anytime.
She went to Mobile, Alabama. Shout out, Panther gal.
So, Panther gal, are we wrong if we say it, Jake? I know it. You want to say it. You don't care nothing but the Tide.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. I hate Alabama.
Yeah, me too.
Are you an Alabama fan now? Roll Tide, she said. Yeah, I understand. You got to say that where you live. You might get beat up if you don't.
Yeah. Well, wait, I was about to ask, where's Auburn? I guess it's in fucking Auburn, isn't it? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just excited about football season in general.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a great year. I really do. Great season.
Yeah.
I know we got a lot of questions about players and stuff, but I think we're all gonna. We're gonna get a lot of them answers by the end of the year.
Cody, I do agree with you though. If we don't have that great year, I'm like you. I want to turn things over. I don't want to go down this road any
Yeah.
longer.
You don't want to drag it out.
Same.
I get
Even
that too. Yep.
even if we have to do, and a lot of people won't like this, but even if we have to do a complete rebuild, I want to start over. I'm not interested in dragging this out. We're either
Yep.
going to the top or we're going straight to the bottom.
Yep. All right, boys. That's probably gonna do it for the Friday free for all. I'm gonna get people's final opinions, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna start with who we gonna go? Mike, you gotta start interrupting fools and just jump in on the conversation, brother. I heard from you in like 45 minutes, man. You gotta just jump in, bro. But I hope you had a good time nonetheless, man.
Yeah.
Give me your final thoughts for the free for all, bro.
Man, this was a great show, boys. I'm glad that I was on this show with you guys. And yeah, keep pounding.
Keep pounding, brother. My man Jake the Snake from the Blue and Black Attack podcast. Check him out on YouTube. Jake, talk to me, man.
Oh, another great episode. I mean, it got a little heated there, but I kind of like it when it gets a little bit heated. And just know everybody in chat, we all got love for each other, man. We might go at each other, but it just happens. It just does. But yeah, training camp's just in a couple weeks. It's gonna be a hot one. It's gonna be a hot one in Charlotte. Hell, it's hot here. I'm like 15 minutes from Charlotte, but just hope all our players stay hydrated, stretch, do whatever, stay healthy, get your nutrition right. Don't want to see no training camp injuries. But yeah, I'm just ready for football, man. I'm ready to just enjoy the journey with y'all. It's gonna be a great one. Keep pounding.
Love it. Keep pounding. Next up, I'm gonna go to my bro Poppin. Pop, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, y'all, do me a favor. Y'all go and check out my man Poppin on his new channel
I tried to type that in and find it now.
at Put Them Paws on them.
Yeah, you gotta put the at in front of it. Since I'm such a newbie, I'm not in the algorithm, so you gotta put an at in front of it. I promise y'all that I won't be Brycing y'all to death. That's not my intentions. Will he come up? Of course. He's our quarterback. I'm going to talk about him. You're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him.
That's part of it.
But I'm going to discuss everything about the team. I want people to come to a place where they can laugh, joke. I'm not going to be dealing with a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff either. That's just not how I want to roll. I want to be able to have people to have fun, get it off their chest, talk about what they want to talk about along the subject lines. And yeah, man, just give my opinions and stuff like that. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow, and we'll see whoever pulls up, man. I mean, hey, if you like and subscribe, cool. I love to see you, meet you. And I also will be down there at FanFest, man, because Charlotte is my hometown. I will be down there. We'll be very happy to meet some of y'all and stuff like that. So listen, man, got a lot of things we gotta talk about. This is gonna be a crazy year. Woo, man. Keep pounding and put them paws on them, man.
Keep pounding, baby. Y'all check them out and Put Them Paws on them. Appreciate you popping. And also thank you to Panther Gal for the $5 love bomb. You know we love you, Panther Gal. Congratulations on moving to Mobile, and I hope you find that house very soon. We appreciate you. Panther Pickle, again, the Blue and Black Attack podcast. Y'all check them out on YouTube, like and sub. Pickle, give me your final thoughts for the free for all, man. And yeah, this is Pop's YouTube channel. Check them out. Put them paws on them. Appreciate you, Pickle, for dropping it in the chat. And yeah, man, y'all check out everybody, man.
Thank you, Pickle. You better pull up, Pickle.
Put them paws on them.
Yeah,
we're gonna put them paws on you, Pickle. If you don't,
put them,
hey man,
put the paws on them. And then y'all check out the Blue and Black Attack podcast with Pickle and Jake and D's and the boys. It's fun.
They got a whole crew over there.
Yes, sir. Pickle, give me your final thoughts for the free for all, man.
It's quiet time. And a lot of podcasters ain't super active right now, and that's all right. We will be in a couple weeks. And y'all stick with your podcast. Don't forget, when you visit a pod, hit that like. It's free. It don't hurt nothing. If you're on the phone, click
Hit
out that
them
chat just
likes.
for a second. Hit that like. It helps out. It helps out that algorithm a lot more than people want to believe. That being said, check out some of the content that they may not go live. They may have tape shows. And hey, I found it very interesting. I used to do this for C3 a lot. I'd go back to YouTube and I'd go back way like 5, 6, well, Tony's case, 10 years into the past.
When he was in the kitchen?
And
Yeah.
and just watch one of them. But the funniest shit you ever see. And you see inexperience, you see a little bit green, but it's cool to look at those and then advance and hear them talking about the Panthers back then, and then advance all the way to now and see the changes on some of these podcasts. So that's very cool.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. My man Christian, aka Christensen, aka
the boring old guy.
The boring old guy. You're not boring to me, bro. I appreciate you as always.
I'm older than you anyway.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, man. Give me your final thoughts for the free for all, bro.
Hey, so far it's been a slow ever since the draft, man. But we find things to talk about, argue about. I'm looking forward. You mentioned the training camp coming up. I think the biggest question is, how much are the starters going to play? That's going to be like, is Dave Canales going to change up?
Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation.
I know we talk about this every single year. If it were up to me, I wouldn't play him a fucking.
I know, but hey, we've done that 2 years in a row now, and it hasn't really helped with the way we start.
You gotta play him.
Yeah,
gotta play him.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, that's the only thing that's really on my mind right now going into training camp, and I mean, because apparently there's no free agents that we're gonna get.
Right.
So.
Unless you're looking at Sports Illustrated, and they're ever saying that we should go after a certain defensive end that we used to have from South Carolina, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, but there are so many good free agents out there, and one has to wonder. For example, Shaq Thompson is out there, Brady Christensen's out there, and I find it interesting to look at some of the free agents out there and think, wow, he's still out there, so there's some good ones out there. But soon as training camp starts and week into training camp, some of them are going to be plucked right out free agency.
Yeah.
You know what also be kind of interesting? I
Brady Christensen, does Brady come back? That's a question.
I think he does.
I think he does. I would like that. All those accounts on social media that post these this guy just hit the market, and the number one teams to sign this guy, and that Panthers are always usually involved in those. It'd be funny to go take a look at those old posts to see how many of them actually were right with their quote unquote predictions.
Yeah, most of them aren't. And a lot of the big sites like ESPN and stuff, they delete that stuff.
Oh,
they do delete that because they don't want you to go back and look that stuff up.
Yeah, because but how wrong they were. People fall for them every time.
Right.
I agree.
Like the little article this week, I think it was this weekend, about the Panthers are bringing this guy in and talking with him, and it's like they did not. It's just because and it's like we're trading for this guy. It's like, who was it? The tight end. I think what was it? Jake?
Sam Laporta right now.
Yeah, Sam Laporta.
Oh,
and in the entire listen, and I like Sam Laporta. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we use tight ends. I don't think we would satisfy his. But anyway, long story, I do like Sam Laporta though. And if we trade for him, I don't know that I'd be upset about. I doubt I would. But all that being said, the Lions don't plan to trade him. The Panthers don't plan to go after him. But yet this guy said, and I quote the article, it was basically a what if. It's a what if article. What if the Panthers traded for Sam Laporta?
What if the Panthers win the Super Bowl?
What if Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly and Julius Peppers and Chris Gamble all come out of retirement, and Steve Smith and the all going Panthers,
wow.
and we won 5 Super Bowls.
That's a hell of a pull,
bro.
I mean, what if next year Ron Rivera and and
John Fox, come on now, get them two together.
Yeah, John Fox, all of them decided to join the Panthers and take individual coaching position jobs just because they love the Panthers, and they're going to do it dirt cheap. What if?
What if Joe Burrow gets traded to the Panthers? I saw that one too.
What if?
I'm gonna get out of my chair and I'm gonna do a fucking backflip.
I'm about to say Cody's gonna grow some wings and fly.
Yep. I want to fly like an eagle.
I don't even play the damn lottery. I like to win it anyway.
All right, man. That's a Friday free for all. I appreciate y'all. We will be back this Tuesday night at 9 for another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast.
Hey, Jake,
peace out. Have a great weekend. Y'all be safe. Drive safe. Have a good time. Watch the UFC this Saturday night. Keep pounding.